and we only see dibs. Hey, anybody notice this? Yes, I love kitties. Big old kitties.
So a funny tidbit.
We're live?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh, it's like DSP. Oh my God. What a weird video. No. So I had Gus G from Ozzy Osbourne Firewind on the show like Monday, and just super famous guitarist. And I was like, I don't know how he's gonna feel about this intro. So I told him before we went live, I'm like, I have a weird intro, Gus, and he's like, oh, it's okay. He's no problem. Like he's Swedish or Finnish, or no, he's Greek. Derp. He's from Greece. And he was like, I played the intro and it went off and he was like, huh, I really like that. And he was like, you're right. You're right. Movies are like that nowadays. Woo! Thank God for Gus G. Yeah. I sent him some of my music yesterday and he's like thinks it's down and cool. So he's checking it out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe awesome. You shred some face over a song, please. God.
Yeah.
It means a lot when it says feet Gus G. Woo! How you been doing, Nick?
Dude, I've been in a fucking whirlwind of life and travel and scrambling. School season is starting up, which my kids are homeschooled, but that means all of their activities are starting up. Our schedule looks like a disaster. It is just like I pulled up my schedule because I had an appointment the other day. And they're like, all right, we need to see you again in a month. And I'm like, cool, yeah. So I'm like, here's my calendar. It's just got all these little lines for the appointments. And they're like, my God,
dude. I know it's not the same thing, but like I'll have, a full week. I'll have a show Monday. Tuesday, I'll be on a show. Wednesday, I'll have 2 shows. Thursday, I'll have a show. And then I'll like this week, I fly out to Friday morning.
Yeah.
And we have practice all day Friday. Then Saturday, I race all day. And then Sunday morning, I fly back. And then I'm like, I get to sleep finally,
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. And we do every Labor Day weekend, we do a family Bible camp. And so like I got to get ready for that on Friday. We go to that and then we get back Monday. And then so Monday I'll be doing stuff and then get home. And I think I got a guest appearance on Monday. Yeah, I got a guest appearance Monday evening and then my show. And then I got to do shows till Wednesday. And then Thursday, Lady Rackets and I are leaving for the art event we go to every year. And then from there, we're headed over to Nashville.
Damn.
So it's like...
You just got home, Nick. What is wrong?
I know. I just got home and I'm not home all day, every day, because we're going to... Because everybody's got to have a fucking meeting. Everybody's got to have a meeting, right? The reason I was late today is had a meeting with the homeschool group, right? Yeah. We've been doing this homeschool group we've been homeschooling for about 10 years, maybe 11. And we've been doing this homeschool group for like 7 of them. And like I teach at it, Lee Raggets teaches at it now. And all our kids go, and it's the same damn thing every year, but they want to have a 2-hour meeting before. And it's like, we know. Like, can it be for the new people? Yeah. Is there new stuff? What is it? But they have a 2-hour meeting and we get there and it's a Christian homeschool group, right? And they have I see a band when I walk in. And I'm like, are you joking? And they do like a set of worship music. And I'm like, it's just like 20 minutes that is just being lit on fire for the Lord Jesus. And I'm like, Jesus. It's actually like, and don't get me wrong, the worship music's like my favorite part of church. People engage in church different ways. I think music connects me to everything. I love, I know other people hate it, but I like singing. I enjoy that part of it very much, more than listening to some guy's questionable interpretation of biblical text. I much more just enjoy that praise and worship and the community aspect of it. But I don't want to do it at the homeschool meeting. At the homeschool meeting, I want to get done and go home, because I was just at a different meeting because our kids do part-time classes at a private school for like the arts that we're not great at. And so they do those over there. And it's like, I had to do a meeting for that, and it was just a PowerPoint that a lady read to us, and I was like, please just send me the PowerPoint. Like, just send me the slides. Oh, dude. And then I'm driving my kids all around all day. And so I've been home 20 minutes. Like,
God,
after waking up.
This is why I am secular.
Yeah.
I may burn, Nick, but I don't have to go to meetings right now.
Just, dude, as you're dying, go, JC's my homie. And then you're fine. Hitler did
work. Yeah, that's it's like that episode of Family Guy when like Peter goes to heaven and then Hitler's there. And he's like, wait, why are you here? And he's like, yeah, I was wondering the same thing. It's like, what? Yeah. Speaking of heaven, Monkey Man with a $10 super chat. I love you, Monkey Man, with a super sticker before the stream even started. Helena as well, my girl, love you. I appreciate you. And Hill Snake. By the way, guys, I owe everybody in the chat a Fight Milk. If you guys did not know, this is not a Nick Fight Milk. This is a me Fight Milk. If we do happen to hit Fight Milk, I will stack it. So I'll do a double. If we hit single, if we hit double, I'll do a triple. There you go.
Dude, that double Fight Milk last time was disgusting.
Yeah, 207 naked snakes in a row, by the way, guys.
Filthy.
207. It's a 207 in a row. Gonna be crazy as hell. Don't forget, guys, we have Nashville coming up. We have a Nashville show on the 16th of September, Nick. Yeah.
Nashville on the 16th of September. Guys, come meet us, come hang out. It's gonna be a blast. It's very relaxed. We're gonna have a stage show of some sort. There will be a meet and greet period for the I gotta put that up for VIP. VIP tickets. We'll have a meet and greet where we'll be there like an hour early, just hanging out. It'll be a little more exclusive. I'm considering scheduling it'd be selling tickets to a very like an expensive whiskey tasting, probably limited to 5-10 tickets at most, just because of what it is. But I'll be supplying the expensive whiskey. We'll sit around and drink with me, and like if Camel wants to be there, Dick, whoever, depends on the day that it is, but that would be a fantastic thing, and that'll all be on the same Eventbrite page. If I do get the whiskey thing together, I got to find a place and a time to do it. But yeah, come. You don't have to get the VIP package or the whiskey tasting to like hang out and drink with us. That'll just be a specific set aside time if people really want to do that. But otherwise, we're going to be around Thursday night. I'm planning on going on a bar crawl or whatever. Friday daytime, hanging out somewhere in Nashville where people can gather, and then Saturday before the show, hanging out, and then so it's like an all-day drunk fest, or not. You don't have to drink. I'm gonna try and not drink too much during the day, so nighttime.
Dude, I'm so excited. Dude, I look forward to this stuff so much. It's like every time we do these meetups, I'm like, I have so much fun that it's all I look forward to in life anymore. And I think it actually negatively affects my life because now all I look forward to is the meetups. So I'm like, everything else sucks in comparison. But I had a race the 16th, and I'm in like a really tight points battle. Like it got way more tight than I thought, and they canceled the race.
Oh, perfect,
like, dude! It's like Jesus is on my side, like because that means I have so I don't have to. I can relax the whole time, and I can come home and stream. It's not a big deal because I live in freaking an hour and a half from Nashville. Dude, I'm pretty pumped. And speaking of being pretty damn pumped, Lazy Bastard is here. They caught my wife dancing to your intro. Hate to say it, but you did it better. What's up, Nick? Thank you, Lazy Bastard. I appreciate that so much.
Nice.
Dude,
congrats.
I twerk really well. And to be fair, chicks love it. And it's really weird. When I twerk, dude, I end up smashing their pistol later. That's weird. Thank you, Soccer.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm the only one around. Just kidding.
This is a bit late, but welcome from Nick Matsuri. Or welcome from Matsuri, Nick. Didn't think that schnoz of yours could handle that kind of punishment.
It always can.
And then my boy Rob, get on it. Good to see you here, Nick. Appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Love you, Rob. I'm glad you're always hanging out in every damn stream. I was on Zia's show a little while ago. A lot of fun. Zia's my favorite, so can't wait to have her back on as well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I do. Someone said, real quick, I want to address the monkey in the room or whatever. Someone said, please no Dick Masterson or whatever. And someone else asked, is Dick Masterson going to be there? Yes, Dick will be there. He will. And you can direct your ire to him if you really choose to. But look, whatever his beef is with Eric, that's on Dick and Eric. That's not on me. That's not on Camelot. It's not on anybody else who's there. And if you don't want to like see him or talk to him, just don't. It's all good. And if you don't want to come because he's there, that's cool too. Like no bones about it. I understand perfectly. But one thing I don't do, I do not cancel people. And his appearance is planned for a long time, and I would not be canceling him in the same way that I fight against cancellation of just about everybody on the fucking planet. So like asking me to not bring someone is not going to happen outside of like something. I mean, something has to be really drastic, and a slap fight with someone on the internet isn't that. But I perfectly understand if people do not want to go because of that. That's something I always advocate. If there's some part of a show that you don't like or don't want to see, don't engage it. That's okay. Perfectly good for me.
There's a lot of guilty by association going around every single day. Like it's been ham.
That's how it goes.
God, it's been wild as hell. And I'm like, dude, everybody's cool with me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about any of that. And I don't, like I said, I've had people that have canceled on me. Shit, I had somebody cancel on me. A very, very high profile person canceled on me because I'm friends with Nick REKIETA. This was a while.
Really?
Ago. Yeah, this was like my first month doing the show or second month.
Who was it? Oh, you can't tell.
Yeah, I mean, I'll type in the private chat right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah,
oh God, that makes me so happy.
It was like 2 days before the show, and I was so pumped. And then, yeah, and it canceled.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No. Oh man. Whoa. That's funny.
And they told me that was the reason. They didn't beat around the bush.
That's extra funny. We can talk about that later. That's extra funny.
And I was so sad. I was like, come on, dude, that was gonna be a good show. Jesus.
Yeah.
It really fucked me like this. And I lose respect immediately when that happens. I'm like, bro, like you going really guilty by association with some random person? Like, what is that? That has nothing to do with it. Very, very, very strange. But speaking of very, very damn strange, we gotta talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. So I tweeted the other day about Kyle Rittenhouse, but it was about Joseph Rosenbaum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that shit blew the hell up to the moon. That got me like my whole month in impressions immediately. And dude, people, obviously a lot of people defend the like pedo guy for some weird reason. But now he's facing a lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the lawsuit.
Okay, so the main thing to note about the lawsuit is Kyle Rittenhouse is not the prime. Like, he is a defendant in the lawsuit. He's not the main target, but he's certainly on the list. And they would be happy to win against Kyle Rittenhouse. They would be happy to win against Kyle Rittenhouse and the other defendants as well, and get either a joint liability or even split liability for each of them. Don't get me wrong, they definitely are suing Kyle Rittenhouse, but he's not the main target. The main target is the city of Kenosha, the police department, the government, who they allege failed to rein in evil vigilantes like Kyle Rittenhouse, and that allowed Kyle Rittenhouse to murder Joseph, the kid raper.
Poor Jojo. Poor Jojo.
And it's the same lawyer who's representing Gage the Armed Grosskreutz, right? The guy who lived, but his bicep did not. So same lawyer, effectively the same lawsuit. They have serious constitutional questions about it. Like, you're suing police or government for failure to enforce is almost never something you can do.
Yeah.
Like, because if you could sue the police for a crime that occurred and wasn't stopped, like, you'd never not sue the police. It'd be sued constantly. So they have to have a really specific reason. They try to get to it by saying that the police officers deputized the racist vigilantes like Kyle Rittenhouse, that they allowed them to patrol the streets with rifles, which of course is not illegal, right? Yeah. Like, Kyle Rittenhouse was not charged with having a rifle on the streets of Kenosha. He was charged as a minor in possession. And the legal analysis, which, by the way, I think the first person to say this was me. I think I was the first person to go online and do a legal analysis of why Kyle Rittenhouse was not a minor in possession as the statute is written or intended to write, for a couple different reasons. And that charge was dismissed as, they didn't have any evidence that he was a minor in possession, which is kind of funny how they failed that. But yeah, so that was the only charge involving the gun. And it was really there as an enhancement to the curfew violation, because they wanted to get that curfew violation to be enhanced by a gun possession charge, because then they could like slap 5 years on it or whatever, in case they couldn't get the murder. But it's all dismissed out. He was not charged with having a rifle on the streets because there isn't a law against it.
Yep.
And so they're trying to sue over that, and the fact that he shoots these guys and kills them. And the way they label him a hero and all this stuff. Or not him, the pedophile. They label Joseph Rosenbaum, the pedophile, as a hero. Same with Anthony Huber, and same with Gage Grosskreutz. There were heroes slain or whatever. It's a complete bullshit lawsuit. It'll probably get tossed. Most of them would have official immunity, or qualified immunity from the police, because what they didn't clearly violate anyone's rights. And it's discretionary. Enforcement is discretionary. So they're going to have problems, constitutional problems. They're going to have other problems with it as well. And against Kyle Rittenhouse, I mean, he has a very strong case because he had a unanimous jury verdict that was not guilty by reason of self-defense, which was the only defense presented. Yeah. Like, they couldn't have come to the conclusion that he didn't shoot them, right? Like, obviously he did. He admitted to shooting them, all of that stuff. But they can come to the conclusion that he was not guilty by self-defense. And since his legal team smartly included, which is not mandatory, lesser included crimes. So if they couldn't get him on intentional murder, they could get him on negligent homicide, reckless homicide down the line. And he was cleared on all of it, which means they didn't clear him because he was overcharged for intentional murder when it was reckless. He was also cleared of the subsequent lesser included offenses. So all around, very good soothsaying legal strategy by his team, hedges against this civil suit. But he can still bring it. He's still got to fight it. And it's bullshit because, this costs a fucking fortune, man. It costs a fucking fortune to fight this stuff. And Kyle's fundraising has been done for years. Like the fundraising for him was like $2 million for the bail. And he had to split that with Linwood. I think he got like $900K. You can imagine almost all of that has to have gone into legal fees by now, if not all of it. So,
dude, it's wild because when I tweeted that out, there was so many, because you could tell it hit like the weird algorithm.
Yep.
And the entire replies were just from people shitting on Kyle Rittenhouse and saying that this guy was like, so you're okay with vigilante justice? And I'm like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if it's against pedophiles, which is not what happened, but
right.
Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna
that's
say.
What they're saying, and I'm like, but even if that is what happened, yeah, I am for it when it's pedophiles, 100%.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing about this, because like the lawyer in me wants to get, and the constitutional believer in me wants to really get pedantic on it, because vigilante justice is not something that like we want in a free society, but police power is derived from us. Like, all the powers of the state are derived from the individual or a state or city or whatever. And they flow upward. We lend them this power. Community policing is the responsibility of the community. Like, communities would get together, and before there's government, they decide who decides disputes, who resolves things. They effectively create a sheriff, right? Like, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And they might have more and more people if the community gets big enough. People who go in and say, hey, you can't actually steal stuff from other people. Like, this fucks up our thing. That's all derived from our right to defend ourselves, our property, to gather with our neighbors and solve problems within the community. We create a legal structure around it and training, but that's to restrain government, not to restrain our rights to police it. And we never give those rights away. Citizens' arrests are still legal in every state. Now, you don't get the same ability to arrest as a police officer does, because they're presumed to have this, but you have the ability to arrest. You typically have to directly witness it, a crime to do so. You have to look into your specific state requirements and regulations on it, but that is from our natural inherent power to protect ourselves, our families, our friends, and ultimately our community from from bullshit. And these people are engaged in bullshittery to the max. So I hate that. You're into vigilante justice. No, vigilante justice would have been identifying the people who burned a building down and killing them later. That's vigilante justice. Community policing is not vigilante justice in the slightest.
Yeah. And the thing is, every single person that responds in a way that they're being critical of Kyle Rittenhouse, everything they say is always completely not relevant to like the case. It's always he went over state lines. It's illegal for him to have an AR-15 or something. He was going there just to kill people. Like that was he was on like purposefully out there to kill people. It's like you're just like making shit up, and you obviously did not watch the trial in the slightest.
Yeah, they have no idea. They've run off talking points. I mean, hell, my one of my friends incidentally got to talk to Chris Rock on the phone for a little bit through a connection. Yeah. Wait, was it Chris Rock? No, I don't think it was Chris Rock. It's the short guy. Who's the short guy?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Even short and tall. No, I'm just kidding. Kevin Hart. I think it was Kevin Hart he got to talk to on the phone for a little bit due to a mutual connection. And he's like, yeah, man, I just can't believe that guy went and shot black people. He's like, you know, he didn't shoot any black people, right? He's like, what? Like he had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, because they just listen to the initial reports and they make up their mind. And, you know, they're celebrities. They're out doing their thing. They're busy. They're on tour. They're not following the news. And they just had the wrong impression forever. So my friend tells him all about it. He's like, oh shit, I never knew that. I guess I have to go look into it. It's like, yeah, you do. And fuck, we saw Anna Kasparian even turn around on Kyle Rittenhouse at some point and admit that it was lied about. I think that was who she turned around on, was like, hey, yeah, that was lies about him.
Yeah. The thing is, for you to be critical and defend the slain, you have to be a pedo sympathizer, in my opinion. Like, because people like talk about Joseph Rosenbaum like he's like this hero
little JoJo
slain. And I'm like,
didn't Biden call him little JoJo or something fucking insane? A politician was like little JoJo.
Yeah, and then Mark Ruffalo like said we're mourning over the deaths of JoJo, and like I'm like, you do realize this guy brutally like held down small children and took advantage of them and was convicted 5 times for it.
Yeah,
and it's say that to people, they just get even more angry. They're like, oh, well, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, he deserved to die, and I hope he burns in hell.
Well, they have to like, and you have to tell them the actual details of the crime too, because like criminal sexual assault covers a wide variety of things, right? Yeah. Like technically, if I go up to someone and grab their pants or whatever, that could be a criminal sexual assault depending on the law of the state.
Yeah,
and it might get charged out on paper the same way that a forcible rape would. And certainly if you have like someone forcing someone to touch genitalia or whatever, it gets treated the same as a forcible rape in a lot of cases. And it should be, but they are different, right? Yeah. And like there is a difference between exposing yourself to a child, by the way, get on the wall, and actually penetrative assault, which get on the wall again, like more. I don't know how you get on the wall twice or whatever, but there is a difference. And like, so when you describe the details, like, no, what he did was this. It's the literal worst thing you can do in the category.
Yeah.
He went for the gold medal of degenerate, horrible monsterness, and he got it. Okay. That's what he did. That's what he's convicted of. That's only the stuff they convicted him of. We have no idea what other stuff he's possibly done, but they couldn't charge out for lack of evidence or whatever. The guy was a monster, a fucking disgusting monster.
Yep.
And yeah, it had nothing to do with the killing except that guy and his proclivity for horrible behavior is what like, and his temper and his temperament and his demeanor are what led to him trying to grab the gun from Kyle Rittenhouse, presumably to severely harm, if not murder, and or rape him. Like, we have no idea what his thing was. But I mean, this dude is such a rapist. He's trying to touch Kyle from beyond the grave. Like, that's what's going on.
Dude, yeah, it's wild. It's so wild because you can present this info to people because a lot of people don't even know. You can present that info to people and they will still reject it. They'll be like, I saw somebody on Twitter the other day and I was like, you do realize this guy like was convicted of doing heinous acts to children. And they were like, well, if that's actually true, And I'm like, they framed their well, if that's actually true, I'm like, what do you mean if it's actually true? It's yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's true. It's that it happened. There is no nuance here. There is no conspiracy. He was convicted of sexually assaulting 5 small children, not 15 and 16 years old. I mean, like, can't fight back. I'm talking about
it wasn't statutory consensual rape. It wasn't that. It was actual forcible rape.
Yeah.
The guy belonged in a meat grinder a long time ago. But due to the way our system works and the way it treats the rape of children, these people get out. That's what blows me away. I talked about this probably a couple months ago. It's kind of blurry on when this exactly was, but it's like, to me, sexual assault of a child is akin to murder.
Yeah.
It's treated differently. The only thing we do the death penalty on is murder. I actually think sexual assault of a child should merit the death penalty because I think it is a murder of a future. I think it's a murder of a person in a different way. They have to live with that, and it will impact them the rest of their lives. And so, you know, and I'm not saying every one of them should be, but the same way we do it, right? Like, we determine if someone is a sufficient level of dangerous to the community that they should no longer be in it. And that's how we would do it, death penalty with murder. And I think it should be treated the same way. I think it should be an executable offense.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board. I said that recently when somebody did the same shit about this whole situation. I'm like, I personally think that if there is irrefutable evidence, like there's a videotape of Joseph Rosenbaum in this like small child, and it's shown to a court, immediately we're watching the video. It's a real video. Joseph Rosenbaum is guilty. Then the bailiff should come over and shoot him in the face, and that should be the end of it, because he can never reoffend. It's over, because you know for a damn fact that as soon as he served, I think 12 years, he's gonna reoffend immediately.
Yeah.
Now he's not, but
it's you'll find weird studies on like recidivism in sex crime cases where they try and justify. They're like, oh, they're not as likely to offend as other categories. And like, well, there's a couple reasons for that. One, first of all, not all sexual offenses are the same. So someone who, say, for example, possesses child pornography may not possess it again in the future. So they're not reoffending, right?
Yeah.
Like, 2, they're on monitoring programs, state and federal monitoring programs. They have massive restrictions on what they can do when their offense is so high. But the category of sexual offenses is very high and very broad, I should say. And so, yeah, you can understand why there are different types of things. The recidivism rate of people who actually assault children is high. It's really high.
Yeah.
They have a broken thing up here that for whatever reason, I don't know if they were born with it. I don't know if they acquired it. I don't know if a trauma gave it to them. And frankly, this is legitimately unfortunate. This is the most sympathy you'll see from me on pedophile, is like, because the consequences are so dire and the victims are so innocent, I don't care how you got it. You are a danger to the community, and you have to be contained before you offend or removed after. That's my opinion, because, kids can't defend themselves. They don't have the options. They don't have, like, you and I can, we can physically struggle and eventually we can get to a car and drive away. A kid can't.
Nope.
We can get to a place and pay someone to get us out of there. We can do these things. Children don't have the resources, skills, abilities, the physical development to fight back. And that's why they're so heavily protected. So for me, look, I can sympathize with the fact that you get dealt a shitty hand in some way, but I also have to say, you are too much of a danger to someone who cannot in any way defend themselves. That I don't care how you got it. You're not safe. I don't think you should be punished until you offend on someone, but I do think, or attempt to offend, but I do think that you need to be monitored, and contained so that you don't.
100% agreed. Rich88 said that was mostly a peaceful protest, so Rittenhouse was wrong. Capital punishment for pedos here in Florida now. Good.
And that's going to face a constitutional challenge, because the Supreme Court, I believe they have a specific ruling on that says that that capital punishment must only be contained to intentional murder cases at this point. Now, you can always pass a law and challenge it. But the first person to be sentenced under that law will have a very good chance of getting it overturned. And there may be, there may be a case to get it preemptively overturned. So don't I agree with Florida doing that, but don't get your hopes up on it sticking around, because the Supreme Court has been pretty strong against the death penalty for a while.
I am so for it. I'm just so for it. I don't know. Like I hold this really unpopular view that if there is irrefutable evidence, like people should be immediately terminated in the same manner they did their crimes.
Yeah, the problem comes in, and I agree. Like I do think there should be an express lane to the death penalty, right? Yeah. Like you got someone on video, or 15 eyewitnesses who all watch someone just execute someone in the street. Like, yeah, put them away. And by put them away, I mean in a box underground. I don't care if they're dead first. That being said, the problem is that the death penalty has been abused in several ways in the past. And I know it makes people uncomfortable to talk about this a little bit, but whatever you think about racism, the death penalty has been used inappropriately in a racially charged manner. Now, it's not used in a racially charged manner these days. Some people can argue that, well, juries have an inherent bias or whatever. It's like, okay, you're never getting rid of an inherent bias. Like that's a thing, and you can't measure it. So let's fuck off with that for a little bit. But there have been documented cases where the death penalty has been used specifically against Black people. And we're talking really like the Civil Rights era, 1940s and 50s. I don't think we have that problem anymore. But it does raise my level of distrust in the government to carry out the death penalty effectively. But that being said, I'm with you. You got irrefutable evidence. You've got, video proof of this person, eyewitness corroboration of it. There's no real defense to it. Put him in a blender.
Kill him immediately. Mandy says, who's wearing tiny shorts? I'm wearing tiny shorts. I literally am. They're like booty shorts, man.
Damn it. I'm not right now because I didn't have time to change when I got back, but I typically do because it keeps you cool while you're streaming, right? Like,
yeah.
That's the main thing. But also, I love them. Also, you have my bathing suit, you bastard.
I do. I washed it today. But my shorts say Jigglypuff on them, and there's like a Jigglypuff that's fucking shredded. It's hilarious. Stumpy says, wish Fortnite would add Rittenhouse as a character. Hell yeah, they would never do that. Mandy says, I wish Kyle had a bayonet on his rifle. Would be way more brutal. REKIETA over on Rumble says, always good to see my two favorite F slurs together. I appreciate you. And nice. Don't forget the locals, boys. Ashley says, make sure to read Sally's local. Oh, well, damn it. Hold on. And check it yourself. Let me scroll up to Sally. She's in here somewhere. There she is. She says, hey, Cam, can you give this GoFundMe a shout out? It's my boy's best friend. No, it disappeared. Why did it disappear? Oh my God, it's gone.
Did you click on it?
Yeah, I did that.
Don't click on it.
What the hell is that?
Change the view all to view tipped. Well, it lets you keep them organized, right? You click on them and then they go away. So if you get more, change the view all to view tipped, then you can get it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll put that in the chat. I'm sorry to hear that, Sally, but I got it. And I appreciate you dropping that $10 local. Actually, you know what, Nick, you're a good person to ask about this. Here's the GoFundMe in the chat, by the way, everyone. I don't know if I'm just retarded, but
yes,
that is true. But I got I had like 2 or 3 streams in a row where I got like $200 to $500 in locals money.
Yeah, I can tell you where to get it. I'll tell you how to get it.
Oh, okay. Stream. Which is fine. Like I noticed that my locals always goes in direct, and I was like, okay. But I noticed like for the last 2 weeks, my direct like payments to my Stripe have been like $3, and I'm like, where's that $900?
No, it's there. I'll tell you exactly how to get it off stream.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Shit. Hell yeah. Yeah,
no worries.
I thought locals were 90-10. We meant 90-10. I'm like, oh shit, that sucks. I'm a dumbass. Oh my God.
Real quick, Funko Kid Big G dude in the chat said, what did you do together for you to end up with Nick's bathing suit? Oh, your friendship is purely platonic. Sure. We were at Anime Matsuri and we're sitting around with like nothing to do for a while. It's me and Lady Raggets, Camelot and his friend. We had like Legal Vices, Aussie Overlord. Who else was there? Cecil? No, Cecil wasn't there yet. Chrissy wasn't there yet. Chrissy came up later. My niece and her friend were there, and we're like, what are we gonna do? It's like, well, we could go to the pool. Camelot said he didn't have a swimsuit. I had 2 with me. So I lent him my swimsuit and then I forgot to get it back. So
Yeah, I washed.
it's not an exciting story.
I did wear it again too in my pool.
Yeah.
So it was just sitting there, and I was like, "Well, I need to jump in the pool." And everybody was drunk already, and I wanted to get drunk. I got blackout drunk. Holy shit, dude! Like,
was that the video you posted of like the?
I was
okay.
gone. Yeah. I was fucking gone. So I was in my back. I was celebrating Rittenhouse, and and dude, there was so many people at my house. Like people just kept inviting friends, and I was like playing music, and I like showed the thing, and of course it blew up. All my tweets that day fucking went nuclear. It was really weird. It was like Elon was like personally in there ticking a button for me. And I drank, I think like 7 Woodford and Cokes. And then somebody had brought some Jack and we ran out of Woodford immediately. So I started drinking Jack. And then we killed the Jack. And then I started drinking Michelob Ultra, bro. And I don't drink beer. That's how you know I was gone.
Yeah.
So I get so gone. I'm floating in my pool and it's like 1 a.m. And there's this girl I've never seen in my life pushing me on a float. And she's laughing in my face. And I'm like, what is happening? And she pushes me to the deep end. And I'm like, I'm going to die out here. Like, it's deep. I'm going to die. And then she comes back and gets me. And then I wake up in my bed. Like, and I was like,
oh, shit.
God, what happened, dude? And I was like, man. And I was like really nervous. Like, I'm like, did I punch somebody or did I get punched? Like, what? Dude, I've never been that gone. I was gone. Thank God I was at my own house, you know.
I don't think I've ever gotten that drunk. Like I've gotten pretty drunk in like blanked out like parts of nights or whatever. Nothing too crazy, but I don't think it's ever been like I'm in the middle of the night and then I wake up. Like that's fucking drunk.
That's pretty scary.
That's real drunk.
I had a lot of fun. Ashley says, YouTube love as well as always. Thank you, Ashley. You're beautiful. Thank you for the orange boy. It's the second orange boy of the night. No pink or red boys yet, but we got the orange and golds down. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. And you look great in your profile picture. It just makes my tingle in my ball area. Appreciate you.
Oh, someone asked how short the swim trunks are. They're not crazy short. They're I think they're 5-inch inseam.
Yeah, they're pretty normal. They're not like, see, what I'm wearing right now.
No, they're 9-inch. They're 9-inch. That's right. Yeah. See, those are way shorter. Yeah.
So these are booty shorts, man. And they feel so good.
Yeah. I just got some 3-inch inseam swim trunks.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's nothing better. I don't know why shorts exist. Man, Aussie Overlord, for example. Some bitches wearing his cargo freaking pants go down to his like shins.
Yeah, they covered half his calves.
How you doing this, bro? I need it to be like I want like 9 inches from my knee at the very least. Like the very least. And I got a tiny penis, so I don't have to worry about nothing happening. And by the way, Dermy, you a bitch. Okay. We had an emotional connection, and you're really going to say Nick's sexier. I mean, I agree, but still, you got to lie a little bit for me.
I found a shop that sells fairly short, but not like regular shorts though. Because you can get them in like athletic shorts, you get them in swim trunks, but you can't get them like for like jeans or what. You can't get those like nice 1971 linen shorts anymore. I'm going thrift shopping. I'm going to find them. Oh, it's some guy I was talking about him the other day. Some guy messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you have a PO box I can send some shorts to?" I was like, "Oh yeah, yes I do. Yes I do."
Oh man, I would love it if people just sent me tiny little booty shorts all day, but like men, not like for women, because I can. Those look a little strange, but
they don't fit right because they put all the fabric in the ass, and none of the fabric up front. And even if you have a tiny penis, we're shaped differently going down. We got different material down there, and it doesn't work. I know this because I accidentally there's a pair of really short shorts on the rack I think I was at the Buckle. We were actually shopping it's American Eagle. We're shopping for shorts for Lady Rackets leading up to our Florida and Texas trip because it's so fucking hot, and she doesn't wear shorts that often. Up here, she wears long pants most of the time, occasionally in the summer, but not really. So she's like, I want to get some shorts. So we're out and we're looking for shorts for her. And she also lost a decent amount of weight and cut a couple sizes too. So a lot of her shorts are like really baggy. And I find these shorts they're fucking tiny on the rack. And I was like, oh baby, I go try them on. I put them on. I'm like, this feels awkward. And then I look at the little tag like on the inside and it says women short. And I'm like, oh, okay. Some idiot put him in the wrong fucking rack. I got it.
You can feel immediately like they feel sexy. Like when you put on like guy booty shorts, they hug you and they feel sexy.
Yeah.
Right? You
They're
can
great.
just feel it. Like I put these on because I got them at Matsuri. Like I literally bought these at Matsuri. And I put them on like that third day, and I was like, bro, I'm wearing these all day. And I had booty shorts on all day at Matsuri in front of God and everybody. I ain't give a damn.
Guys, all guys will say, they'll tell you, guys are trying to sabotage your life. Guys, look, you know, you tell women don't get advice from women because they hate you. Guys do the same thing in different ways. Guys will tell you, oh, short shorts are gay. No, if you have thighs that aren't like 700-pound man thighs, women like short shorts. They do. If they say they don't like short shorts, it's because their boyfriend's fat.
Yep. In the 70s, the 60s and 70s, all these dudes that had freaking bustling sexy abs on the beach all had the booty shorts on, and they were smashing all the pissers, bro. All of them. And
they still do today, by the way.
And what you gonna tell me you see a dude in fucking cargo shorts with like 90 pockets walking by and you think, well, that's a manly man.
I was driving with Lady Rackets the other day, and we saw this big dude, like kind of just shaped like the quartering, right? Well, I don't know what the quartering looks like now. Rumor has it he's down some weight, but shaped like the quartering was shaped, right? Like just like a dome. And he's standing there, and he's got jeans on, and he's got like so much shit in his pockets that he looks like he has woman hips. But he's got like a fucking drink in one pocket. He's got like 8 cell phones. I mean, I don't know if this guy's dealing drugs or whatever. And I'm like, look at my man's pockets over here. Lady Raggeds looks, and she's like kind of laughing. And then he turns, and his back pocket is this fucking thick, full of stuff too. I'm like, bro, get a backpack. What are you carrying? My God, it's got to be uncomfortable. It's like, dude, what? I hate when I have like my wallet. I have a Ridge wallet, so it's minimalist. I have keys. I have my phone, and that is already too much shit in my pockets. This motherfucker is walking around with a goddamn communications array in his pockets.
Jesus. Yeah, dude. When I wear my booty shorts, I don't even have any. I carry my phone in my hand and I leave my wallet at home. I'm like, nope. Yeah. I understand women now. Like, I have my ID in my phone case and I just go. That's what I do. David Bowser says it was cool meeting both of you guys at Missouri. Here's a gold boy for no damn reason. Thank you, David Bowser. Gold and orange boys holding us up today. I love you. Appreciate you, dudes. Nice to meet you. Dermy says, Cam, you're gorgeous, buddy, especially in those shorts. Though mine are better. Dude, I'm pretty sure you bought from the same exact place. Dermy did. Short shorts. Thank you, Dermy. I love you. Appreciate you. Ghost Meteor says the shorts work. I got a pair and it's been head for days. My wife loves it. I'm telling you, man. Look, you can't tell me you don't have some nice man thighs and girls don't want to see it. Come on.
Funny story. I don't know. People get weird about stories. So Lady Rackets and I, we go to this hotel in Minneapolis that we really like. It's a nice hotel. So when we go to Minneapolis, we tend to stay at the same place. Plus, you eventually get like free nights and shit. And they have a spa. Lots of high-end hotels have spa. This is nothing normal. But most hotels that we go to that have a spa, they have the waiting like spa area with like a hot tub or whatever is segregated. And that way, like you can be naked, you could get in the hot tub, you could get in the sauna or whatever, just have your boys hanging out. That's fine. This one has they have in the locker rooms, they have a sauna and a infrared spa or infrared sauna and a steam room, I should say. Yeah. And in there, you know, those are exclusive. Those are gender specific. So you can be naked or in a towel or whatever. But then they have an integrated area where you do have to wear swim trunks, but they got a hot tub in there and they have another infrared spa or sauna or whatever. And you can just kind of hang out in there, and they have these heated slabs. They're like fucking tile floor, but they're in like an angle. So you sit back on them and they're like a heated floor. They're amazing. You just sit there and you're like, oh yeah. So I am sitting there and Lady Raggets sits down on the one next to me, and I have on a pretty damn short swimsuit, shorter than the one you borrowed. And I'm just sitting there chilling, no big deal. And this woman comes and she sits in the hot tub and she just stares right at my fucking crotch the entire time. And I'm like dying. Like I'm laughing on the inside. I look over at Lady Racket. She's like, kind of give me that side eye. She's like, what the hell? It's like short shorts, baby. Short shorts. Dude, I'm telling you guys, don't listen to other men who want you to, you know, not succeed. Don't do it.
Dude, I was at the gym the first day I had these, and I have 100% like switched to boxer briefs, but I was still wearing those like kind of plaid, like loose boxers at the time. And I wore these booty shorts with those like loose ass boxers. And I was like doing flat bench. And my friend Colton was like at the end of the bench, just kind of talking. And I went back and arched my back. And I de-racked it. I was doing lightweight, like warm up. And I looked down and I see his eyes go down to like my crotch area. And he laughs. He just like literally like bust out laughing. And I rack it, and he's like, dude, your dickhead's literally just hanging out. Oh my God. And I was like, oh. He's like, holy shit, why would you wear that underwear?
You turned him gay.
It was like just like sitting there like beside my shorts, just dickhead.
It's a funny thing, guys. And look, I was a short shorts hater forever. And then I was like, you know what? These long shorts are oppressive. They like rub together, like you get caught on shit. You don't need all those fucking pockets. Like, if you have cargo pockets, you better be working a job. Like, what are you doing? Wearing cargo shorts out. Like, stop doing it.
And they'll grab your end of your knee and hug when you try to sit down. I'm like, nah, dude, I just need my dick. Need my dick right out. Waifu, Crone. What's up, baby? Says, thank you so much for showing up on my birthday stream. Y'all know how to make a girl feel special, even if I'm old. You're old as hell. No, you know what?
You're pretty fucking old. I was going to mail you a postcard because I thought you didn't know how to use the internet.
What you should have done, Jess, is on your birthday stream, put in the title, Camelot, feet, Nick REKIETA. And then you'd had a million people in there waiting to see our dumbasses. But no, you didn't do it until after the replay. How could you do this? You missed out.
I felt bad because I only had... that night, I tell you, since I've been back, I've been go every day, go, trying to catch up, trying to get things ready. And I had all this stuff scheduled. And that evening I was actually about to be free. And then my friend said, hey, I'm doing a men's barbecue gathering through the church. I'm hosting it at they're like several houses hosted it. And it's not through my church, but it's another one. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while. Come hang out. And I'm like, yeah, oh, dude, that'll be great. Get to reconnect, have a little barbecue or whatever. And then I got invited to her birthday stream. And I'm like, fuck me, I don't have any time. I'm going to be gone during the whole thing. But I had 15 minutes exactly while driving. So I threw on the link in the old Mustang and was driving around. Always the speed limit, always great.
Yep.
Dude. When I pulled up to that gathering and I pull in and none of these guys know me, right? Only the host knows knows me. One of the other guys knew who I was because he eventually told someone, oh, that's the Johnny Depp lawyer guy. And I was like, oh shit, you know who I am. That's rare. I almost never get recognized out in public. So, but I pull up and all the guys are just sitting there staring at the car like,
yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
It'd be like that when you turn that track mode exhaust on.
Yeah, and I didn't even have it on track mode. That's so fucking like
God.
Lady Raggets hates it.
Dude, that's what it's all about. That's the one thing that's like turbo about an R8 from that year period is they're so quiet. They're so quiet. And you have to pay like $3,000 and get some straight pipe exhaust like custom made and sent to you just so you can have. Now luckily there's no like weird ass sensor shit you have to worry about. You just put the pops on and put the clamp on it. But like
dude, if you have a V8 in a sports car, like if you had a V8 in a van or like an SUV, nah, you want comfort and style and like an Escalade or whatever. You want that Escalade to purr like just as you get up. Like that's cool. But in a sports car, when you open it up, all you want is everybody else to be deaf.
Yeah.
Like, that scream. So, and some car makers know this. Like that was the whole thing with the Corvette, the new Corvette body that they did, the C8. And then they did the Z06 package. They redid the exhaust. So it sounded like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini because they weren't selling an American muscle car anymore with the new Corvette. They're selling a European style supercar, but it's a Corvette. And so they made it sound like a Lamborghini. It's got a very high pitched whine. You can hear the engine rev up to high RPMs and and they want that pop as it slows down. And when you have one and you do it, it's like, oh, I get it. No, I perfectly understand. I do not want a quiet car, and Teslas can go fuck another man because they're gay.
Dude. Oh my God. So that's the issue with that R8 is you can pay $5,000, but you have to take it to Canada and they will build you a custom exhaust and they'll put a valve splitter on it. So, and they'll put a button in your car and you can literally press on and off and it goes from retarded loud to like normal exhaust. And I'm like, but that should become freaking standard. But like Audi, when they were making it, they took the Lamborghini Gallardo and they just they put their exhaust on it because it's a more sophisticated supercar. I'm like, this is bullshit. Okay, it needs to scream. So obviously, like day one, I have to freaking buy this goofy ass exhaust and rip it off myself and put this monster shit on there because, dude, you can't, like you said, you can't have a V8. It has to sound like a monster, and it revs out to 9K. Like you have to have exhaust for that.
That is the nice thing about the Mustang that I've noticed, and I was watching a couple reviews, and one of the things I did note is that I think it's the only car that comes stock with a quiet mode and a track mode for exhaust. The track mode's the one where it's illegal to run in basically any town. It's too fucking loud. And the quiet mode, it is whisper quiet. It sounds like you're driving a fucking 4-cylinder hybrid.
Yeah.
And so Lady Rag is always like, turn it on quiet while we're in our neighborhood. I'm like, I want them to know I'm leaving.
Yeah, dude. I want it to be outrageous. Yeah. And that's the thing with when the 2015 new Mustang came out. It had the worst exhaust. It sounded like a freaking kitten. And so a few years later, that's when they pulled in the option to have the track exhaust and all that stuff like straight out of the factory because it's worthless. Like you can't. I'm sorry, if it's a V8, people are buying it because it's a V8. Like it's got to sound like one, or else it's trash. Because 2015, my 2015 Mustang, which will be no more by tomorrow, but it is a monster. It's so loud. And it's got it has straight pipe to Roush Racing exhaust, and it sounds so good. Renegade, greetings to my two favorite degenerates. You both here at Medicare is coming back for one more stream tomorrow night to raise money for his cancer. Check it out tomorrow night at 7 CST and buy a hat.
Dude, I saw that. I read Jim's posts about it on Post, and it really sucks, man. I do think, and whatever anybody says about Medicare, I think the internet needs a Jim. Always. He's hilarious. He's witty. He's appropriately condescending, but he's not vengeful or vindictive. He's just a guy. He talks and he laughs at stuff. Whatever he laughs at. He's both been very kind to me and laughed at me at different occasions. And I think Jim needs to always exist, but he's got this fucking cripplingly degenerative physical ailment, whatever it is. And he was describing it like the reason he's doing the stream is apparently he has to install basically a bunch of mobility assistants in his basement. Like he has to have railings and stuff.
Yeah.
He has to have like a shower seat and shit like that, which we all know is actually just code for he found a new series of hentai and he's grifting all of that, because I've seen his anime collection. He posted it once, and my man is degenerate as shit. But no, it really does suck that when you get ailments on someone like Jim that kind of force him out of it. And that's the way it goes sometimes. But I do hope people check it out. Jim has always been a good kitten in my book, even when he asserts that he's not. So
bet. See good. He says, just sending some moolah to support my scuffed lawyer, even though he gets none of it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Goody.
People do that shit all the time. I will be on like a Zia, or I'll be on Nina's show or somebody else, and they'll be like, for Camelot, and it's like $100 super chat. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean for Camelot? This is not for me. Damn it. How am I going to pay my mortgage? You fucked me. Thank you, C. Goody. I love you. David Bowser says that high pitch exhaust with that popping is gay as hell. Muscle car deep roars 1,000 times better. My Mustang pops like a motherfucker.
It's just that fast downshift.
Yep.
Is what does it, and it does it on, I believe, on basically V8s and up. My Mustang will do it too. Not all the time though. It's certain instances, like if I get if I rev up really high, I'm accelerating, and then I have to pump those brakes really fucking fast because I see a cop coming or something. Then it's gonna pop as it downshifts. But yeah, it's just kind of it's not like a design thing. It's a feature.
Yeah, my Mustang's a 6-speed, and I rev match like on the way down, and so I'll pop it, and every time I rev match, it pops. It'll like whoop, pop, and it pops every single time. I rev match it real good. And then sometimes when I give it some beans and then I let off the throttle and the engine brakes, it'll do it a lot. But the R8 is going to do it the entire time because the R8 revs out to 9K RPMs. So if you rev out to 8,700 and you let it engine brake, it's going to pop the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Elephant, what's up, baby? How you doing? Thank you. How you doing, Elephant? Did you hear about Steve Harvey, Nick?
I heard an allegation that his wife cheated on him with the bodyguard and chef.
Yes.
But then I also heard a report that it's not true. So I don't know which one. Is there an update? Like, has this been confirmed yet?
Well, Steve Harvey came out and said everybody needs to like stop talking about his business because Steve Harvey's still simping. I don't know if you've ever watched Steve Harvey, but like
he's like almost as big of a simp for his wife as I am.
He like will talk about how like just all this like relationship advice and amazing all that bullshit, and then like this is going on and he's still simping. It's like it reminds me of Will Smith simping for his wife, even though she's just like dragging him through the fucking gutter. But yeah, apparently she is suing Steve Harvey for $400 million, and those allegations are floating around that she.
Okay, so she is suing him for basically for probably half of his money.
400 million.
Does he have a prenup? Do you know?
I have no idea, but
he's been with her for a long time.
Prenuptial agreements, right, only apply to before, correct? Assets before?
Yeah, well, sort of. It depends on how well you keep your assets separated.
Right.
So like Kevin Costner, by the way, he's getting a divorce, and he married his chick in like 2013, something like that. They have a prenup, and in the prenup, she gets $1.5 million payout.
Yeah.
And that's it. And she's challenging the prenup, saying she was coerced. And this is how you challenge a prenup. I didn't understand it. I was coerced. I wasn't properly represented. Because if you are a wealthy party and your presumptive spouse is not, you actually have to pay for, you should, as a good practice, pay for independent counsel for them. Like you pay an agreement, like you agree to pay the fees, and you also have no further contact with that counsel. You say, I agree to pay the bill, but I will have no influence over this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They need an independent review. And if they can't afford it, best practice is you end up providing it for them to do that. And it's got to be different from your own law firm for obvious reasons, because it has to be adverse. So one of the common things is that someone was either coerced into signing a prenup, or they didn't have adequate representation, or the representation was a conflict of interest in some way, whatever. And the ways you get around that, you let them choose the representation, whatever. But so she's challenging it. Now, if she loses a challenge, she doesn't get the $1.5 million
right
at all. Because that's the other clause you put in there is you get this. If you challenge this with an insufficient challenge, you don't get shit. Fuck you. So there's going to be a fight over Kevin Costner's estate. She's or his spousal obligations, and he's fighting it, of course. But I was looking at it, man. In the meanwhile, she's taking all three of the kids because I think they're all three her biological children. $130,000 a month in child support.
That's wild, dude.
But that's that's what you get though, because the kids have to maintain the same lifestyle they enjoyed, even though the parents separate. So they have to maintain the lifestyle of Kevin Costner, being Kevin Costner's kids, because they still are. They're just going to be with the mom, and she can't make anywhere near his fucking money, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's probably for him. That's actually probably not that much in reality. You know, like I'm sure he makes well over that monthly, and that'll be a thing. But yeah, she's also going after extra money. Can you imagine, like, you're getting $130,000 a month. You're going to get a $1.5 million payout. You know, those kids don't cost $130,000 a month.
No.
It's only 3 of them. And so, and you're like, well, no, I really want half of his shit. Fuck you. But yeah, if you keep it separated. So like, when you get married, you could get like a joint bank account and commingle your funds, right? Like you can do that. And I actually think a lot of marriages on a moral principle and a relationship principle probably should do that. It's not a good financial or legal decision to do so. But if you keep things separated, like if you have one really high income earner and one person who doesn't make any money, a smart move is to keep a big wall between that money. And then you give them an allowance or something like that through it. And the allowance should be reasonable. It should be close to somewhere near 50% of your income because the courts do recognize that a non-working spouse is still allowing the other spouse to make the money by watching kids, taking care of the house. They're doing all these things. They have a ton of value. But it should be somewhere close to that 50 grand. And anything you owned beforehand, especially again, you're a high net worth individual marrying someone who's not, you should keep that separated in a trust. You should keep it in a business. You should keep it away from them and never commingle the funds. They should never have access to those accounts as a smart legal and financial decision, because anything you bring into the marriage, you take out. But if you commingle the funds as the years go by and they say, oh no, she had access to this account for 10 years, you're fucked. Half of it's gone. Doesn't matter what you have, how you have it titled. So
yeah, that's one thing I've always truly believed in, is separating the funds. And I've always done it in every situation I've ever been in my life. I just have my bank account and no one touches it. And that's pretty much how it's always been. And yeah, thank God for that.
It's a good ways to do it for that reason. But I think there's I think there's a lot of value in and this applies to a lot of people who don't have high income potential or don't have a ton of assets when they get married. I got married dead fucking broke, right?
Yeah.
Lady Rackets and I have always had joint bank accounts. We don't have separate bank accounts. We don't do anything like that. But we committed a long time ago that it's like, you're fucking stuck with me. Too bad. And so we've tried to live that out. Like, and I talk about this a lot in regards to relationships. Marriage is a ton of work.
Yep.
And if you have both partners committed to it the entire time, I think it'll work, even through trials and tribulations that will definitely come up over the years. I think you can make it work. But if at any time one person's out, that's enough to end it. But so we've tried to foster an environment our entire lives of being in it together. Will that ultimately turn out to be the right financial decision? I fucking hope so, because otherwise that would mean my life is in more danger than I would imagine. Like at this point in my marriage, and that point comes up, like I'm much more concerned about my life, my kids, that whole thing, than I am about any money I have.
Yeah.
But it's way different for someone who's made money and is bringing someone into that relationship, because, you got a lot of risk. I had no risk. I was broke as a motherfucker for so goddamn long.
Mandy says, good logic splits his super chats with Kurt on Venmo while on stream. Legal Boss is taking notes. Yeah, I just whisper sweet nothings into Nick's ear. That's what I do. I
don't do that, and I never expect anyone to do that for me. I don't think that that's actually a good practice. Personally, I think it makes things very muddy, and it makes financial relationships very weird. I don't like that at all. If someone sends me a super chat and says for so-and-so, I just say, they're not going to get it. Right. Like that's not going to happen. That's to me, the host of the show gets it. And I try and go on a shitload of shows for that purpose, like hopefully my appearance, brings a couple dollars that person's way, of course.
Yeah.
But I would never ask for that ever. And if someone offered it to me, I'd say, nah, thanks. It's cool.
Yeah, same. Exactly. I've taken my shirt off for people on other streams, and I didn't see a cent, and it's fine. It goes with the thing. Matt says the pop is unburned fuel vapors in the exhaust that ignited from hot exhaust gases. Well, thank you, Matt, for the education on why it makes poppy cool noises. I just think it sounds cool, but I'm from the trailer park, Matt. You know how I am. Ellie Fant says, sup, Nick? Shorty shorts are for gays.
Ellie,
disagree.
Look, I disagree, and I'm sorry to hear about your husband's thigh condition.
Oh, damn.
Fat, gross thighs. That's the condition.
I'm getting wheeled. No, please. My headset's in my wheel. God.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Help. Hold on. Jesus. It's eating it. It's eating it like spaghetti. We're good. It's all good. Never mind. So, yeah. These freaking, I'm like, man, I really wanted some Sennheisers HD 600s. They're like I've always loved them. They get
Sennheisers are amazing, yeah.
And they got this big old fat cord on them, which is
well,
fine.
I got these. These are fucking custom molded earphone, right? Ooh. Like they're super. They got 18 drivers in them. They're the fucking best. They're the best earphones ever. They cost a goddamn fortune. Yeah. I got them at the end of, I ordered them at the end of 2021. I was like, it was last minute, like I buy shit for the show for the tax write-off, right? Like December 28th, I'm buying these damn things. But they have this giant fucking cord, and it gets caught up, and I'm like, and sometimes it'll rip them out of your ear. You're like, oh God, I feel like I've been raped.
Yeah, I ripped I broke my roadcaster. So my you know that little stupid freaking input in the front of the roadcaster, a little bitty 3.5 jack.
Yeah.
This ripped off my head because of the chair, and it ripped that fucking thing right out. So now I have to use the 1.4 on the back.
Oh, that's what I use anyway.
Yeah, so it works out.
1.4.
But yeah, dude. Happy Hippie became a member. Thank you, baby. I love you. I appreciate you. Mashalons, slacker in the house. How you doing, Mashalons? Thank you for gifting all those memberships to Zia. You bastard. Renee Galarza says these young men see Steve as a role model. That is bad. Man, it is kind of sad to watch it all go down. But people keep asking me, Cody, why? So you're just never going to be ready to get married again? I'm like, no. I will have women in my life, okay, that I care for, but ain't no way I'm bringing the government into it.
The thing is, it's so interesting. People think it's like an all or nothing proposition, like all marriage is bad or all marriage is great. It's not.
Yeah.
Look, it's not. Marriage is hard work. It's insanely frustrating because you go, well, tomorrow, it don't matter how pissed you are at the other person, how pissed they are at you. Tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're still married. And the process of going through divorce is horrifying.
Been there.
Yeah, it's emotionally wrenching. It's financially destructive, no matter what, because you pay a fucking scum-sucking lawyer, and they do, and then they destroy all your assets that you're fighting over anyway. So that's one thing. The other thing is, if one of them deeply harms you, you wake up and you have to persist through the deep harm too. Yep. Like that's the other option. And so, the thing with marriages, to me, it's the thing I see about like the divorce rate and stuff is like, well, marriage is certainly not for everyone, and we should not be pushing it as for everyone. Absolutely. There are plenty of people who should never be married. You can have long-term companions, you can have kids, you can have all that shit. There is no requirement for you to get married. And one of the things that pissed off some of my gay friends was when they asked in Minnesota, they're like, should gay marriage be legal? I said no. Now, to be very clear on this, I don't care that gay marriage is legal. Like I don't give a shit. But if you ask me to define a marriage, I go way farther than gay marriage. I say only Christian marriages should be recognized as marriages, in my opinion. But that's me. I don't want to impose that on anybody else. That's just my opinion, is that, look, I see marriage as a commitment between me and my wife, me and God, and her and God. And I think that that's a critical element, is to have that higher power associated with it. Faith in something bigger than what you are matters to me in that way. And so that's my opinion. And so people are like, wait, so an atheist can't get married? I'm like, yes, that excludes several members of my family. I don't think their marriages are sound. I think their relationships are great, and I love their spouses very much. But like, if you ask me what it should be, I'll tell you. And I think that we see this massive 50% marriage or divorce rate because people are getting married on social pressures, on religious pressures, or whatever. And they actually don't always have the commitment to it. Now, obviously, there are people where your life changes, something happens, right? Yeah. And you go out. But I think a lot of people, we see a lot of divorces within the first year and stuff like that. Actually, a massive percentage of them, they were never ready to get married. They weren't, but their parents needed them to. Because premarital sex is bad. So they're like, well, shit, let's get this done for our parents or whatever. We want to live together. We want to do this together. And so they fall into these societal pressures, and it ends up fucking them over that way. And that gets in the statistic. Marriage is not for everybody.
I've had friends quite literally that are devout. Like devout in whatever religion. I can't say specifically because I'll be talking about one person. But I have friends that have been devout and they cannot have sex unless they're married. And these friends have gotten married within like 2 weeks of meeting somebody. And of course, they go through a brutal divorce afterwards because you got married after 2 weeks of knowing each other. Like, probably not the smartest move. Right. And it's because they want to have sex. So they have to get, they're like, well, I have to get married because I have to have sex. Like, and I love you. And you get married in the worst possible like period of the relationship, which is right at the beginning where you like think this person is the greatest person you've ever met.
Yeah. Everything's fucking great and exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, like you don't want to talk to the person ever again. That's how a lot of relationships go, right? You get enthralled by someone who's interested in you, and then they're gone. And you're like, well, or then you tell them everything, and then they're gone. People go through that a lot, and it's like you should not. Now, Lady Rackets and I got married pretty quick though. We met in August. We started dating or September. We started dating officially in December. We'd been seeing a lot of each other prior to that, but December is when we decided like, no, we're together now. We're a thing. And then by March, I think I had asked her to marry me, but we set a wedding date out a year and several months.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty long engagement to kind of like, again, we think this is the right thing, but we've got this big period of time to kind of get through that and figure that out. But it wasn't short. I mean, we knew pretty quickly that we were okay for each other. It's worked out so far, thank God.
Dude, that's kind of how it was for me when I like, so I was with somebody and then I got married and it was the greatest shit. We had a lot of fun. We traveled a lot. We did, we lived the normal married life. And then one day it was just fucking over out of nowhere. That's kind of why it messed with me so hard because you know how like divorce is always terrible and there's always these things that lead up to it and there's always these fighting and there was nothing. It was just immediate. It's just one day, one statement, and it was just over. And I'm like, what happened? Still to this day, I don't know. Like it's just one random ass thing.
Someone else told me their story about that same thing. This is a woman, and she was like, one day, I was helping him. She was helping him like get dressed or something, tying his shoes or whatever. I don't know what was going on. Being like a nice, attentive wife at the time. I don't know. They're leading up to it. The drama is usually two ways, right? In relationships, not always, but it usually is. There's usually something. But she just one day he says, I don't want to be married to you anymore. And it's like completely fucking blindsided. And it's like, oh shit. How do you deal with that?
That's how it was. That's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
Like it was just, I don't like you anymore. And I was like, okay. And then it was over. And it was like, it was the weirdest thing too, because what makes it even more jarring is the fact that like the day before, and I mean the direct day before, like I get home, I was out of town for like 4 days. I get home, we watch like a scary movie. We eat like terrible, we eat like a bad diet. We like smash pissers. It's like super intimate. We have a great, like snuggle all night, wake up the next day and it's over. As though there was just no warning. It's fucking crazy. It was one of the craziest things I've ever dealt with in my life.
But see, I've also heard that too, like that in the lead up to a split, that things will be actually very like people will almost see it as like a reigniting. And oftentimes in case of like infidelity, right?
Yep.
Because they feel kind of guilty and they're trying to like compensate and ramp it up, but at the same time, like the underlying reasons for the infidelity were some sort of dissatisfaction that's not changing. And so I don't know, it's fucking weird. I try and be as honest as I can about relationships. Marriage is work. I've woken up every day for 19 years and a little over a month now going, and it's an intentional thought. I'm going to be married to this person by the end of the day. Like that's it. And that means you have to do a lot of fucking compromises and sacrifice. You have to get over shit. You have to let stuff go that pisses you off, and you have to overlook the little annoying things. Those little annoying things don't go away. And that's the shit that really gets to people. Because the big things like you forgive and move on or whatever, not from some stuff, right? Like some stuff is unforgivable. I get that. But there's some big things you can fuck up in various ways, and you forgive and move on. The hurt goes away. The little shit's there every day, forever, because they're always the goddamn same.
Yep. I have a hypothetical question for you. After I read these super chats. Billy Hadger says, glad to see Nick back, and also I love V8 engines. I hate how the car companies are ruining the sound of the V8, or they're ruining the V8 entirely by bringing it, like taking it out.
Yeah.
And I hope
Not
I'm
Ford.
dead. Yeah.
Ford's the only one. The only one sticking around.
Yeah, I hope I'm dead before that ever happens. But I'll have like an R8 and I'll be clutching it when I die. Thank you, Billy Hatcher. I love you. Appreciate you. Mark Price says my Mustang has long tube headers with no cats and Corsa resonators and is louder than a straight pipe, retarded loud. But I have cats that I bought 4 years ago and never ended up opening the box. Yeah, my Mustang. It's a Coyote 50 2015 straight pipe Roush racing pops on it, and it's like obnoxiously loud, and I love it. Thank you, Mark Price. I love you. Appreciate you. Jordan Peterson says marriage doesn't work for people who look for the one. It works for people who choose to love the way they wake up the next day. That's my point, Jordan, is, and I've talked about this a lot, and I choose to try to not talk about it because I get frustrated. But every person that is in a happy relationship currently thinks they know everything about marriage and everything about relationships, and they are wise beyond their years. Well, me and my wife, you just haven't blah blah blah. Me and my wife, or me and my husband, you just haven't blah blah blah.
Careful with those statements, guys.
And then lo and behold, 6 months rolls around and you're in the same situation, and you're like, but I thought, yeah, that's what I fucking thought too. And I've seen this 100 times. Man, one of my friends used to when my ex-wife left, one of my friends was married at the time, would be like, bro, you just need to find like the right one. Like she wasn't the right one. Like you need to find, and insinuating that his relationship was like, the right one. And of course they got a divorce a year later and he was devastated. And I'm like, yeah, like you can wake up in one day and your chick or your dude will be like, I don't love you anymore.
It's, I've said this a lot. Like the longer you're married, the more you notice, every 5 to 7 years, that person's different. It's a different person. And more importantly, so are you. Like you're different. There's some weird thing about like, oh, every cell in our body is completely new after 10 years or whatever. Ignore that shit. There's a reason the average length of home ownership is 7 years. There's a reason the average length of careers that people engage in, it's about 7 years, not in jobs, but in overall careers. That is because we are different. We do fundamentally change. You grow, your opinions change, the things you like change. And it's a rubber band effect. You have to get back together with your spouse every so often and decide if you still like each other.
Yeah.
Because the person, I know that Lady Rackets, in many ways, there are things about me throughout the years that are very different from when we got married. And she chooses to, like those things, or deal with them. Because of course, when you get married, there's shit about the other person you don't really like too. Like, and some of those things change for the better. Some of them don't. And there's she's a way different person than who I married. Of course she is. And that's not a problem, but it is something you need to be aware of.
Yeah,
you do. If someone seems the same to you as when you married them like 12 years ago, they're lying about something. That's not the same person. You're fucking different.
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you, dude. Steve says my friend met a man in October, got married in June, got divorced in January. So what happens, dude? It happens every damn time. Thank you, Steve. I love you. I appreciate you, dude. David Bowser says long engagement. At least it wasn't the forever fiance like the soy boy we know. Who's the soy boy we know?
Engaged to Monica Rial.
Oh my god.
the voice of Bulma in Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Thank you, David Bowser. And
they've been engaged like 8 years, 9 years, something like that. That's a long time. I think Chrissy Mayer was engaged for like 8 years too, but she finally married Frank.
Finally, and speaking of finally, Master Lions with a giant $100 super chat, my
damn.
I got you, brother. Whiskey shot. Hi, naked everyone in the chat. Dude, I appreciate that so much, my man. You're goated. Your penis is huge. You did not have to do that, but I will be flexing on Zia now. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good. He picked me. He picked me over Zia. I appreciate you.
You're a fucking pick me girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you. 140 until Naked Snake for 207 streams in a row. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 640 till double Fight Milk. Thank you, Master Lions. Appreciate you, dude. You're goated as hell, my friend. And there's been a bunch of gifted memberships, and Master Lions gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. I appreciate you. And Wolf Spain says, this happened to me 3 times with my girlfriends in college. One day we're cool. I don't see them for a couple weeks, and now they want nothing to do with me. Yeah, it sounds like a no-go. It sounds terrifying. And that's why if I'm in that situation where I'm hanging out with a girl for a long time, I know in the back of my head, because I've been through it, I know in the back of my mind that at any moment that shit could drop through the hatch, and you best believe I will be ready. 100%. I got shit put back. I'll be ready.
I just fucked up bad. I was making my live stream on Rumble, like while you were talking. And I was adding the link to Nashville, and my brain, I had a Freudian slip, and I wrote, "Come see me in Camelot." Post the fucking link. Oh, no, that won't be filmed. He promised. Oh, fucking hell.
That's not live. That's supposed to be in the green room, dude. What the hell?
God damn it.
Thank you, Master Lines. I appreciate you for your love and support. Closing in on that naked snake. Remember, at 250 naked snakes, there will be a 24-hour stream that I'll be suffering through if we make it that long. We've been pretty close lately. So my hypothetical question, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I always like to see how people's thought process go. If Lady Rackets tomorrow, same situation I was in, came to you and was like, there's nothing you can say, I just don't feel the same anymore, I'm leaving. What would your reaction be?
Devastation, obviously. Well, the assessment would happen, right? My personal assessment, it's like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. And then the second thing is, do I think that I want to work this out or not? My obvious marriage simp answer is yes, right? Like that's my go-to. But I don't know, right? Like you might go, fuck it or whatever. My answer is I want to work this out in the moment. So what I would then do, and this is advice I've given someone very honestly, was I would say, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not ready to turn this in. I'm not ready to hang up the phone on this thing. And I think we should try and work it out. Maybe we need some professional help. Maybe we should need some counseling. Maybe we need whatever. But, let's give it a little bit. And if at the end of it, if we decide that it's not going to work, then it's not going to work, and we can resolve it amicably. But I'm ready to fight for it, but I don't want to fight in courts. I want to fight for us. Yeah. So that's how my initial reaction is. That's what I would propose. That's advice I gave someone, and it actually worked out for them. Thank God, because otherwise that would have been shitty advice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I treasure my wife and my family really, really highly. And so if she came up to me and did that, I would think something must be wrong. Like some external thing must be wrong. Something must have kicked. And I don't know what that would be, but I feel like there would be something she wasn't telling me maybe about, like she has some idea that I did something. I don't know. I'd try and get to the bottom of that. But yeah, I would certainly fight for my marriage in whatever way.
That's exactly how I feel. Now, so everything you said is exactly what I tried. So
yeah, the reality might be that the other person won't. Like, and there's nothing you can do about that.
That's what happened. I was like, well, let's go to counseling. Like, let's do what we need to do. And she was 100% no, absolutely not. No, not doing that. And I was like, why? It was wild. It was fucking wild time. It was really interesting. And I think back on it now, and it's almost like it was a different lifetime. It seems like that long ago that that wasn't even like my life. That was somebody else's. It's really right. Because it was a long time ago now. I mean, we're going on 8 years, almost. So
yeah, I can't imagine what my life would be like if I was not married. Like I can't comprehend what my day would look like, what my attitude would be. I would definitely be, I think I would be a much more bitter person, at least for a really fucking long time. But at the same time, like, you'd be more free to do different stuff. So that might be like some minor relief, but I don't know. I've tried to think about, in different contexts. We had 3 miscarriages before we had any kids.
Yeah.
And some people are like, oh, if all 3 of those would have worked out, you would have 8 kids. It's like, actually, no. If any of those 3 miscarriages would have happened, we have no idea what would have happened next. Maybe it would have been a kid with some sort of issue that would have prevented us from wanting more kids. Maybe we would have had a kid too early. maybe we would add more. I don't know. But the kids that we have necessarily wouldn't be the same ones, right? Like we would have been on a different schedule and they would be in different birth orders and stuff. So like I tried to picture that and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that would be. Like I can't imagine life without any one of my children now. You know I lived it just 6 years ago with my youngest. We didn't have her yet. And so like life was different, but I can't imagine what it would be now without it. It's the same thing with marriage. Like I cannot imagine what my life would be without it. I would adapt because you have to.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what kind of person I would be after that. Probably an asshole. Wait, no, that's the same. Same as what I am now.
What we would do. This is this is my hypothetical answer to your answer. You'd be like, "Hey, this is what's going on," and I'd be like, "Wow, let's go to Vegas next week." It'd be a wild time. That's the thing that made me feel better is like I was going through the fucking shit, man, and she left and she went and stayed with somebody else for like a few days, and I was just going through the shit, and then like this tall ass blonde girl that was friends with my ex-wife, not me, my friends with my ex-wife messaged me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like it sucks, but like," she's like, "I'm so sorry this happened." I'm like, "Why is she messaging me and not my ex-wife?"
She was laying in wait.
Yeah, dude. And she's like, "Well, I can come over and bring like some Jack Daniels if you want." And I'm like, I've never drank really, but whatever. I was like, "Yeah, it sounds cool." And she comes over and I have like no furniture in my house, right? Like, and we sit in these two stupid ass chairs and start taking shots of fucking Jack Daniels, and she rocked my ass. Just rocked me to shit and back. And it was awesome. It was, and I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I can, kind of dive into this." And I was still hurting. And then I just started hanging out with girls. I was hanging out with like a girl every day and just killing it. And I forget it slowly. Like I would fill my mind up with that, and I would never have a free moment. There was never a down period. I was just every night I had somebody staying with me. And then 3 months passed, and it was like I didn't even remember. I was like, I didn't think about it anymore. It was over. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's over. I'm not even thinking about this." It's like
some people get.
It's like I was drugged up for 3 months. It was weird.
Some people get trapped, and like you understand why it's a huge part of your life or whatever, and people get trapped in it. But like at some point when something's gone, it's got to go. Like that's just how it is, and it really fucking sucks. I do not envy anybody in that situation. I pray to fucking God that it's never me.
Yep.
I recognize the reality that anything could happen, but like it's goddamn. But once it does, though, you do have to sever that part. You're in a new life now.
You gotta
because otherwise you'll eat a bullet.
Mm-hmm. Which I almost did. It almost worked out. Will Spain says this happened to me 3 times with my girlfriends in college. One day we were cool. I don't see them for a couple weeks. Now they want nothing to do with me. Yeah. Everybody claims that like she cheated or something, and I have no evidence to believe that. So Will Spain, love you. Jesus Davila with the super sticker. I appreciate you, my friend. We're 138 until Naked Snake for the 207th stream in a row. What time's your show tonight, Nick? 11?
Yes, sir.
What are you talking about on your show?
FIRE, a free speech organization that started off doing free speech on college campuses, but they've branched out. They just lost a major appeal in a lawsuit that directly impacts the free speech of lawyers. So it's kind of important to me, although it's only in Pennsylvania, but it is kind of important to see how the court interprets it. It's with one of our professional rules that says, and I'm like, but I want to be. Have you met white people? So they've lost that. We're gonna be talking about that a little bit because it is a rule that people have tried to use against me. An ethics rule that says you cannot be discriminatory against people based on their race or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, people use that to try and control your speech, even if it's not true. They still use it. So we're gonna hit that. We've got Michelle Obama allegedly has a penis, according to Donald Trump Jr. And Donald Trump Jr. came out and said the quiet part out loud. The media's fucking pissed.
Oh, Jesus.
Rudy Giuliani has lost his defamation lawsuit against 2 Georgia election workers. But it's not, it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's a technical victory, but not an actual victory, but that it doesn't matter to him. He's fucked. But that's a whole thing. And then finally, someone is mad at the internet. Makes me sad that they are, but they're mad at the internet. Now, I'm sure they'll tell the internet that they're not mad, which is why they'll be talking about it over and over again. But you know,
That's how
say
that
la
works.
vie. So we're gonna talk about being mad at the internet and how interesting of a concept it really is. So,
Do you now this is kind of related but unrelated. Do you think assuming all goes well with like indictments, do you think old Trumpy gets the nomination?
oh, I think he's getting the nomination for sure.
Good.
I mean, right now, no one's even fucking close.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. If I feel like last time it was fun, this time it's gonna be so fun because it's just the most wild shit. It's almost like we're watching like the Super Bowl, but it's like between like two teams that did not win one game, and they're going to the Super Bowl, and neither of them have scored a touchdown in like 10 years. I'm just so excited to watch this go down. I feel like it's so stupid.
This election season is going to be fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
They've got Trump scheduled for trial like the day before the primary or something, like, which is such an asshole of a move. And he tried to get it moved. And the judge is like, no, too bad. You got to be here in person for this trial. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Just make it as political as possible. Like, just do that. Just obviously interfere with the fucking election as much as you can. That's a good look. But yeah, no, it's going to be a blast for us to watch. It might be funny because we might be watching the country burn to the fucking ground, but you know, at least we get to laugh while the ship sinks.
Do you think it's a little too on the nose that like they're trying to pretty much charge and imprison a political opposite, like the political opposition? It's too on the nose, right?
Oh, it's fucking crazy. This is what African nations do before they take machetes to each other.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And we're all supposed to just watch it and be like, no, this is okay. This is okay. We're not a third world country. No, everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
It's to me, it's an absolute disaster. It was one of the reasons in 2016 that I actually didn't vote for Trump, because I know it was a very popular moment in his debate with Hillary Clinton. But she says, thank God you weren't president. He says, could you be in jail? And like, is funny zinger, like he nailed her on it. But at the same time, I was like, holy shit. If this guy prosecutes political opponents, I'm fucking terrified of that. I've always been terrified of that prospect. That prospect leads to a fast track to civil war and bloodshed.
Yep. And then it turns out that's what we got anyway.
Yeah.
Can't escape it. You can't escape it. Lori said she's trying to leave the country during election season because she doesn't want to deal with it. Yeah. If your body can hold you long enough, bro, you just fall apart. Yeah. It's getting wild as hell, but I do think it's going to be extremely entertaining. I'm real excited to watch it all play out. Watch all burn down. The only issue is there's going to be people protesting, right? And then people on the right will be labeled as terrorists, right? By the media. And it worked for January 6th. That worked really well.
It did.
There's still people still, I mean, there's still YouTubers out there and there's still like talking heads on cable news that claim it was like one of the worst things ever happened in the country. Still to this day, and nothing happened.
9/11 times a million. And it's like, why? Like, from y'all's perspective, especially, only protesters died that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
One cop had a heart attack, unrelated to the protest. He had a heart attack, but protesters, like 5 or 6 of them got killed, multiple of them by Capitol Police. But like, so why are y'all mad? Like, democracy was preserved. It wasn't even really under attack in the first place, but okay. And only quote unquote bad guys died, even though it's literally just citizens voicing their distrust in a system that gave them every reason to distrust it, whether or not they're right. Like this is the important thing. Like, you can quibble over whether or not the election was mishandled. And for the purposes of YouTube, obviously we know that the courts and everybody told us that the election was perfect. So don't worry about that, but you can quibble over that. What you cannot quibble over is the fact that fucking like over 30% of the country believed it wasn't, and still do believe it wasn't legitimate. They lost faith in the one institution we're supposed to have all the faith in, is that you have a say in the government, and they don't believe it anymore. That is a recipe for horrific violence. And January 6th was not even close to a demonstration of violence.
Yeah. Did you see that poll? It was like 24% of Americans Only 24% of Americans trust the government most of the time. Only 2% of Americans trust them all the time.
That's 2% too many. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I saw a black comedian. He was like, do you know people trust the government? Now, the government is supposed to be an authority over all of us. There's 350 million people in this country. I got one kid and I lie to that motherfucker all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, you trust the government? I don't trust me. It's good.
Dude, it's insane. Squid says, I don't care much for the presidential election. I live in Missouri, and there's someone running for governor that's promising to abolish the yearly property tax, which is literally just theft. My property tax just continues to increase every year.
Mine too. Minnesota actually has decent property taxes, though, because we have a fucking murder rate of an income tax.
Oh, God. Dude, the income tax here, I guess, isn't too bad. But, I mean, the federal income tax is what puts me in a headlock and chokes me to death. Like, because, you know, my state taxes, I'll pay $2,000. And my property tax, I'll pay $4,000. But my federal taxes is, like, astronomical and, like, literally kills me. And thank God if, you know, for writing off, like, at certain things. Or else it would be, like, $60K a year. It'd be
dude, the state property tax in Minnesota is it tops out at like 11 or 12%.
Damn, son.
It's fucking unreal. It is fucking insane. It's like just barely shy of California. That's
brutal, man.
Insane.
God, I can't.
Speaking of insane, I'm gonna hit the pisser. I'll be right back.
Hit the pisser. Hit the head. Bill Dozer on Rumble says, Nick, they essentially making the appeal a done deal on Trump's part due to the obvious bullshittery. I'll read that. Wait.
No, I'm reading. I was here. What
he said? Are they essentially making the appeal a done deal on Trump's part due to the obvious bullshittery?
What appealed to Trump's deal? Oh, to Trump's deal?
I have no idea.
I don't know what the appeal to Trump thing is. Trump isn't appealing anything at the moment that I know of, so I'm not sure about that. All right, I can go piss.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Bill Dozer. We'll frame that question in the Rumble chat, and I'll read it. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for your purple Rumble rant. I appreciate that. We're closing in very slowly towards the Naked Snake. Get on it, diggity dog on it. Trump already said he'll appeal if he loses the actual election. So to me, I am probably one of the only people that exist that doesn't actually care. I'm gonna do everything I can to be successful, like regardless of some random president. And a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people pretty much blame all their struggles on whichever president's in office, which is the weirdest shit because it's like there's like almost nothing governing you, right? So it's like people don't like Trump and they're like, well, like I can't do anything because there's a racist in the White House. And it's like, what does that have to do with you? Like, what the hell does that have to do with you? You still need to go to work and make your paper. I'm so confused at what's going on. It's really, really weird. So I've never really understood that. And like, look, I thought like Biden's meme appeal was pretty good at first, but it's getting a little too much. Like it's getting to the point where, okay, like he hasn't said a coherent sentence in like 3 years and we probably need to move on. It's not really funny anymore. It's kind of getting kind of sad. Like you wouldn't even make that dude a greeter in Walmart, right? Like you wouldn't even hire him as a greeter in Walmart. And it's like when that one dude that looks like a turtle, what's his name? Mitch McConnell or whatever. He like had like a damn panic attack on the podium the other day. And they're like, hey, did you hear the question? Are you running for re-election in 2026? And I'm like, that dude literally can't even move or breathe. Why are they talking about that? They would literally refuse that dude's employment as a greeter at Walmart that just says, how are you doing? They wouldn't even hire that guy for that. And these people are in office. Like it's unfucking believable to me. Everybody in office is like 90 years old because they're just soaking up money. They're just soaking up money as hard as they can every day. All about insider trading and making more money. It has nothing to do with policing people. Has nothing to do with taking care of the people in the country. There's not one politician in office right now that believes that. It's all about making money. People become politicians to get rich, and it used to not be that way. That's just how it is. Speaking of getting rich, there's super chats galore. Kitty Stalker says, for the snake. Thank you so much, Kitty Stalker. We're almost, what exactly? I don't know how much away. 100? Yeah, wait. Yeah, we're 100 away from Naked Snake. Thank you, Kitty Stalker. I love you.
Oh, my goodness.
Appreciate you for the orange Canadian boy. One pink boy from a rainbow night. The Gun Club, a little contribution towards your Fight Milk Fund. Appreciate you, Gun. Love you. Appreciate you. Closing in slowly but surely. It's great to be compassionate, but at the end of the day, we'll have to focus on working hard to improve our own lives. Well, that's what I'm saying is a lot of people, their entire existence is, I will start working hard once whoever I think is in office, like, is who I prefer. I literally have friends that are like, they're like, well, there's no point in me trying if we have a racist in office. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you? And like, it's not even local politics. Like, what the fuck? And like their entire life is ruled based on whoever's in office. And it's so silly to me. Dude, I don't give a fuck who's in office. I'm going to try to make my way and do everything I can to be successful. So, but a lot of people blame that on whoever's there, right? So
yeah.
Go
oh,
Steve.
yeah.
I love you, by the way. Oh, so what do you prefer, Nick? If it ends up being, I don't see how Biden can run again, but hey, whatever.
Different question. I thought.
Yes, 100%. No.
What do you mean? What do I prefer? Like,
if it ends up being Biden, Trump again.
Well, I'd take Trump every day. Biden's been not a president I'm a fan of.
Hasn't even been a president, in my opinion.
Dude, everything fucking costs more. Like, people are like, oh, the economy's doing well. I'm like, is it? Is it? Because I go to the goddamn grocery store and I'm dropping like 3 bills to buy fucking ramen these days, man. It's insane how fucking expensive everything is. And it's like, well, the inflation, blah, blah, blah. It's like the inflation did have to come, I guess. But shockingly, it didn't until he got into office. And all of a sudden, like, the inflation hits. People are really struggling with jobs and shit like that. We're more on the brink of war than we've been in a while. To his credit, we haven't really engaged anything, but everybody's kind of focused on Russia and Ukraine right now. So, but we're on the fucking verge of war with Russia there. So I'm not super happy about that either. It's like, come on now. I'm not a big fan of his presidency. It has not been as catastrophic as it could be, of course, but it certainly is not something that that I would support keeping going. And by the way, if for whatever the fuck is Republicans' problems and all their little divides and petty squabbles with each other, while the Democrats like just decide to fall in line behind AOC's fine ass, like, whatever it is, can you guys get the fuck off the bench and just lower our goddamn taxes? Like, just lower the goddamn taxes. Just do that. Just do that thing. This is the one thing all Republicans will unite behind. Lower my fucking taxes. Let me open a business. Let me do these things. Let me pay people. Let me pay myself with less taxes. You guys can fucking fight over everything else, but can you just get behind that one simple goddamn concept, please?
Yeah, I think taxes should be reduced to 0. 100% across. Abolish the IRS, please, for the love of God. I just get
so funny.
And people that I talked about this with Zia. There is no one that unironically supports more taxes if they're not paying, like, if they're paying into it. There's not a person that exists that's not like making millions off saying it, like, Hassan Piker. But
the only people who say it, they're typically not paying taxes, or or their proposal is, well, we need to tax the rich more, but not me. Yeah. Right? Like, tax the rich more. It's like, okay, whatever.
It's like, they're going to definitely vote themselves out into poverty. That's definitely
you can vote someone else's money away from them. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a disaster. But no, like, if the Republicans would just get on fucking board, like, lower the tax rate. Just do it.
Yeah, I don't see how, like, they haven't abolished the IRS. Like, wasn't there something, like, they voted on something recently that was kind of like a dog and pony show about abolishing the IRS?
I'm sure. Who knows? You
saw all those people on Twitter come out and ironically defend taxes and say we need them.
Yeah,
it was a good time. It's good.
It's like and none of them are paying. None of them are paying income tax. No. Like, they pay income tax from their check, and they see the government hand them a savings account at the end of the year, and they're like, "No, this is actually cool because I get to go buy a computer once a year." It's like, oh my god, that's yours.
I had
to give you shit. That's your money.
No shit. I had a friend. We were arguing about this, and he said the reason he supports taxes is because he really looks forward to his tax refund. I'm like, but you would be getting like 11 grand and you want the 1 grand. What is wrong? He had no idea.
And it's yours.
Yeah.
It's your fucking money. And it's less than what you give them, and it's yours.
Yeah, and he had no idea. He had no idea it was connected. I was like, "Are you what? Are you retarded?" And I had another friend that has been making 30 to 40 grand like their whole life, and finally got a job making 80, and got their first tax bill in, and they suddenly are not okay with taxes anymore.
It's amazing how fast it
Shocking how it works, right? Shocking. And it's funny because you saw those people come out in droves on Twitter and defend taxes when that little tiny bill that included abolishing the IRS was in it. And people are like, but what about my roads and schools? And I'm like, that has nothing to do with federal income tax. Nothing to do with it. Like,
no, and by the way, roads and schools were built before federal income tax was a thing.
Yeah.
Just so everybody's aware of that. And the other thing is, roads and schools can be built in other ways. The true answer to who will build the road is whoever fucking needs a road.
Yep.
Like that at the end of the day, whoever needs a road will build it. That's how it goes. Just because state infrastructure is a thing that happens doesn't mean it's the only way the thing happens. But yeah, like companies like Amazon and shit would still want to get stuff to you, and they still don't want their trucks to be busted up and going slow. So eventually roads get built. Local governments can build roads. You can pass, individual assessments on your communities, like where they vote and they say, actually, we want a paved road instead of a dirt road. That stuff all happens and can continue without a federal government income taxing you, even though, of course, as you said, has nothing to do. Roads have nothing to do with your fucking federal income tax. Federal income tax is about paying for Ukraine. It's about paying for all these debt obligations. It's about paying for all of this research projects that you don't fucking care about. Turtles, basket weaving, lesbian arm hair, all this shit. Like that's all in there, federally funded by your fucking labor. Your labor is funding bullshit left and right, and you have no say in it. Yeah. Your labor is funding the things that make your appliances more expensive because your labor is going into departments of energy that determine that refrigerator efficiency standards need to be raised. Your septic tank needs to be redone up to code. Your gas appliances can't have more than 18,000 BTUs. So you have a little bitch burner on there. All that is your money paying to restrict the things you like. That 2.5 gallon per minute water shower head that everybody fucking hates because it's like a trickle from some sort of giant ogre pissing on your face. Like, and you're like, this isn't even yellow, and it's coming out there. It's all just trickling on you, and you're like, oh god, this sucks. That's you. You paid for that. You paid some cunt to come out there and determine that your shower is flowing too fast, so he had to fix it for you. At your expense, you still had to buy the new shower head. He didn't even give you a shower head.
Yeah, that people don't realize that. Like your taxes are going towards that and inflated military budgets. When
that's it.
When your friend says, "Yeah, we just got in the actual plane today, and we just flew around in circles for 14 hours." Yeah, it's because they were wanting to increase their budgets, or they're wanting to continue to have their budgets. They will shoot ammo into the ground to continue having those budgets. They will choose to use a contractor that will charge them $25,000 to replace one receptacle in an office building on base. That's what they do. Okay. That's just how this always works. And speaking of charging a ton of money for some love, Charles G with a $100 super chat. My God. Do you think they will unalive Trump if he wins presidency again? If they do you think it'll lead to civil war? Also, I'm so close to benching 3 plates. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I feel like a small chest for benching that much weight. Dude, I'm proud of you. Get it, Charles. That's freaking a lot of weight, dude. And I appreciate that, Red Boy. I love you. That puts us at the 207th Naked Snake, putting us 450 from double fight milk. For me, not for Nick. Double fight milks for me. Thank you, Charles, because I know I owe you guys one. Thank you. Do you think they'll unalive Trump? I honestly think that everybody's installed because I like the conspiracy. What do you think?
I don't know. I fucking hope not. But certainly possible. I think they unalived Scalia. I think he was the obstacle. They got rid of him. They thought Obama could get a pick in, right? Merrick Garland, to be installed before, but Mitch McConnell held out. But now Mitch McConnell's glitching up like a fucking Windows ME machine. So who knows how that goes? He's like, we're here in Arizona.
That was so weird, wasn't it?
He's done it twice now.
And he's like, they did it when it was like, are you like talking about him running for re-election in 2026? And he just looks off into the distance, and she's like, did you hear him? said it got talking about rerunning in 2026. And I'm like, this dude is like 1,000 years old. Why are they still in office? What is happening? Why is there no term limits? Why are these people here? It's because people become politicians to become wealthy.
I think the average age of the Senate is 71.
God, that's unbelievable.
71.
I don't even know anybody that's 71. Eh? No, I don't know a single damn person that's that old in real life.
Like, I know people over 71. I don't want them to make rules about my life. Like, they don't understand how people live today. And I'm old. I'm 41. That's just 30 years older than me. I can't imagine me making a rule that a millennial or like a Zoomer or whatever has to deal with. They'd be like, what the fuck? He doesn't even understand my shaved sides and curly fro on top thing. No, I don't. You're fucking weird. And all the entertainment you watch confuses me. So I don't want to make rules about what you get to do. And I don't want some 70-year-old who doesn't even know how to run a fucking phone making rules over my life.
When they were in their 20s, an RC Cola and a Moon Pie was 5 cents.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In their 20s. There's
crazy.
No way. There's no way in hell. Chaotic Frosty said, would you rather have term limits or max age limits? Term limits would take care of the latter.
Term
in
limits.
my opinion. Yeah, term limits.
And plus, if you get a particularly sharp old person, like it's theoretically possible that you get an old person who's in touch. But the thing is not that they're out of touch when they go into office. The thing is they're out of touch 5 years in to being in office because they haven't gone to a grocery store. They haven't gone to a Best Buy. Someone else does it for them. Motherfuckers, they don't pay for a gym membership. They have their own gym. They don't pay for a massage. They don't pay for luxury shit that's given to them. They don't pay for dinners. That's a lobbyist. Somebody pays for everything that they fucking do, and they get a housing allowance to live in Washington, D.C., so they don't even know how much it fucking costs to live where they live. The amount of shit given to them precludes them from having a hand in society. In many ways, I think guys like Camelot and I don't have a hand in, like, we don't understand basic shit anymore because our job is so divorced from the average job experience. And so, like, I can't tell you what manufacturing is like in practicality. I can't do that. These guys can't tell you what driving is like in practicality or flying on a jet because they don't do it the way we do.
Yep. They just had, there's no way, shape, or form that they could ever relate. But then they're trying to make laws based around like Gen Z, like transitioners. I'm like, how can they even fathom any of this? Like they have no idea what's happening. They're just saying shit that they're told to say. David says, F the economy, a 10-piece nugget meal at McDonald's costs $16 motherfucking dollars. Let's go brand it. Dude, I remember getting 2 McDoubles for $1.19 a piece. Dude, they're like $2.99 a piece now.
The last time I went to Subway, I got a foot-long sub. I got it with the extra meat, the double meat. But it was a shitty sub. It's like a cold cut, right?
You love the double meat,
yeah. Yeah. So I got the double meat on the sub. And I got cookies. I didn't even get a drink. It's $18 fucking dollars. It's $18 for a shitty Subway sandwich and cookies. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I could have gone to a goddamn restaurant and sat down and eaten better.
Yeah, and I've noticed, I haven't been to a restaurant in a hot minute other than when we go out to eat. But like, I went to like a Roadhouse. It's called Texas Roadhouse, and I went to there's a wing joint down the road. And it was like $18.99. Like
it's unreal.
And like $18.99 to like go to a sit down restaurant is kind of the same as it's always really been. But like now getting 2 McDoubles and like a small fry is like $12. And it used to be like $3. Like it's crazy.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts.
Oh my God. Bourbon Infested said, it's bad when ramen soup became a pricey delicacy. Oh, I love ramen, dude. God, I love it. So I eat a 1-pack of ramen every single night. I can't stop. It's just delicious.
I had to cut down. I was eating it, doing that. I was eating it every night. It was like, I'd start feeling bad though.
Yeah.
Like, but it tastes so good.
I think they give me nightmares.
Yeah, well, they do.
Nightmares. Because I've been having some spookies lately. Rich says Biden added 87,000 IRS agents. Taxpayers type. Yep. They're definitely going to be coming after the millionaires, not the people that are making $600 on PayPal. Ellie says tax return, letting the government borrow your money and mismanagement with no interest return. There you go. You get a tenth of it back. Anjali Raz says, sacrificing my ramen budget, I will eat air. Thank you, Anjali. Primark says, if taxes were so great, Why can't I opt out of them? Can't do it. Slanging nanners. Woke up this morning and pissed excellent burns. That's for damn sure. That's me drinking whiskey all night and forgetting to hydrate. And then you wake up and it's like, this is some spicy piss.
My piss is the color of a fucking orange and my head feels like it's in a vice.
Dude, we were in Houston and I got real messed up. And I was kind of blacky outy, but I made it to my room and I barely had a hangover the next day. Like a few days ago when I blacked out in my pool, bro, dude, I had a hangover for 2 days. One of the worst hangovers I've had in years.
I hate it because you know you need to eat. You're like, I just need some eggs. I need some eggs. And then you get them. Like last time I had a real bad hangover in Knoxville after Yellow Flash bought me girl drinks all night. And I sat down and I was like, I ordered biscuits and gravy with eggs. And I cut the egg, like little egg white, just a little sliver of it. And I put it in my mouth and I went, Lady Raggets, I need to go back to the room. I need to go back there. I can't eat it. I know I need protein. I know I need food. I couldn't eat the entire day. I felt fucking awful.
God, I hate it.
I hate that.
Dude, I hate it so much. Clearly, the staffers for Mitch know what's wrong with him. See McCain with his brain tumor. Crazy. We vote these folks in constantly. I remember when Hill Dog was running and they would literally have to carry her around because she would just like pass out and be like flopping around all like weird and creepy like. Very surreal back in the day. I thought she was going to die and then she never did somehow. Probably all that is the baby's blood, man. Medieval Civilist says, speaking of the military budget, U.S. Coast Guard guys spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for tablets just to do a checklist when so many of us can hardly get housing. All the branches of government hates us the most. Of all those branches, they hate us the most. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
It's all about that money, son. It's all about that money. Good to know, Nick. I appreciate that. I need to keep it on the side, man. David Bowser says, I live next to DC and the townhouse costs $800K in the bad part of East DC, only 2 blocks away from the ghetto. These politicians have no concept of money. Yep, 100%. And Torgo says, Rackets, you gonna cover the likely election of anarcho-capitalist Javier Milei to the presidency of Argentina? MSM tears are so delicious.
I know nothing about this, but maybe.
It sounds great. I like Argentina. Argentina is where Evita was. Don't cry for me, Argentina. What a great musical that is. What is his name? Don Perón? I think his name it might not be that. Something Perón. Something like that. It was awesome. Fucking amazing musical. Makes me cry out of my penis. Something about it's just so sexy. I saw it live. I was like, damn, I'm hard the whole time, and there's no reason for me to be. It's just
shit.
Just sexy as hell. Dude, I appreciate you coming on. We're closing in on Eva Perón. Thank you. We're closing on 2 hours, but we got a little bit left. Oh, I do have to do Naked Snake. We are 4:10 from double Fighting Milk for me. I do need to do a Fighting Milk at some point, but I appreciate you guys so much. What do you got planned? I know you're going all over the damn place. When are you going to just be home for a while? Because I know you got
after
in Nashville.
After Nashville, I might be home the rest of the year.
Ooh.
I might be home the rest of the year after Nashville. I would love to plan something else. I don't think I've got any more live shows that I can get organized by the end of the year. So I'm gonna be working on next year for personal live shows. I don't know if any of my friends are going to do a live show that I might be able to attend, but my schedule once the school year starts is pretty intense. So I think I'm gonna be grounded for a while. But Brandon Herrera did mention going to Washington, D.C. together, which sounds fucking hilarious. But I don't know if I can make that work. I usually don't travel without Lady Rackets, and I don't know if if I can get the time to go do it with her or without her. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I've been trying to get him on my show, but I don't really know where to contact him. I've contacted him on my email and Twitter, and that's about it.
I'll ping him.
Dude, do it. That'd be great. Because I had Donut on, and Donut told me, he was like, yeah, you should get Brandon on. I'm like, well, I try, damn it, Donut.
He's great. Brandon's fucking hilarious. So,
yeah.
But I think I'm relatively grounded after Nashville. I can't think of anywhere else. I don't have anything planned. Believe me, I would love to. There's definitely one more trip I would love to take, and I just don't think I can fucking do it this year. So,
dude, this is what I feel. By the way, like the stream, boys, we're closing in on that goal. Like it. Stop being bitches. So this is what happens to me every year. I cannot wait to be like, get some downtime, right? I'm traveling, racing. This year's been 10 times worse than last year. Like last year, I raced like once a month, maybe. And then I went to like 2 cons. This year, I've went to like 3 cons or 3 trips like that
Yeah.
and like Vegas and Nashville, and I've raced 14 times. And there's still 3 more left, and then Nashville. And I always am like, man, I can't wait to get some downtime. And then I get about 2 to 3 weeks into that downtime, and I'm like, man, I wish I was doing something. I wish we were doing something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like, I want to be home. Like, even this Nashville trip's got me stressed out like crazy because we're trying to just get everything ready for it, and we feel crunched on time.
Yeah.
But like, I'm super excited for it. And I know that when I'm back, though, that's like, it's going to be nice to just be here and be able to like show and do stuff around the house and live life for a little bit without the craziness. But I also know me, and I'm going to be like, man, come December, it's fucking cold. And I want to get out of that. Like, that's the main motivation. Like, it is going to be so goddamn cold in this state that I want to go somewhere else. And, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to get to go anywhere else, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I am that kind of person that's always like wanting to go, like go. And although I feel the stress like normal ass people, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel the stress, but I get 2 weeks into that like relaxation, and I'm like, man, I really want to go back and do something. I'm kind of, and then by the time racing season's back, I'm like so ecstatic to go do it. I'm like, please God, I just want to go do something. Like, please God, like I was so excited for Matsuri just because I just wanted to go hang out with people.
Yeah.
And when we got to do the Vegas thing, it was like I got a hangover, or not a hangover. It's like a layover. I got a little taste, just a taste. Vegas was fucking awesome, by the way. Yeah, I enjoyed Vegas more than Matsuri, but more Matsuri was awesome because Vegas we got to do whatever the fuck we wanted.
Right. Yeah, Matsuri, you're at a thing.
Yeah,
you're at a thing for these days, and like you're like, I got to do the thing, and it's fun and it's great. But you do like anytime that you're out and you feel like constrained on what you can go do and what time it is, and like, oh, we got to meet up with these people. Even after the show, it's like, oh, we got to meet up with these people and these people and these people, and it's like, geez, it gets really like hectic in that way. Vegas was whatever. Nashville, same thing. Like, it's going to be plenty of opportunity, just like do stuff. Cause there's just the show on Saturday. Other than that, it's pretty fucking open.
And I don't know how many days you're going to come stay with me if you're going to do it at all, but that would be hype. Cause
we'll see.
Because Cecil's coming to stay with me for at least most of the time. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think he got a room like directly after that one show or whatever, just because he's like, I might be fucked up.
Oh yeah,
I get that. And he's like, but he was like, yeah, I want to come see Huntsville, man, and like go do stuff in Huntsville. And I'm like, all right, well, we can fucking do it. I have a house, man. I have 3 guest rooms. So and no, I sleep in my guest room every day. I'll wake up at 9 a.m. every day, and I'll walk over to my guest room and go back to sleep until like 11 because the guest room's really dim, and I have like these skylights in my master bedroom everywhere.
Oh.
It's like a freaking candle in there, like in my face. So I get up and like slowly zombie walk over to my guest room and die. Do I still have my maid, Joe Biden is present? No, she finally got her house. Thank God. It was a long time, man. She made good food though, but she also was always there and just looking at me. 6079 Smith W says Cody is a gay name. Change it to young man afraid of his horse and dance the naked snake. Thank you. I love you early, Kaiser. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for you, gold boy. And Fire PA with a pink boy for the rainbow night. It happened. Damn. We got 350 away from Fight Milk. Appreciate you. It is the last stream of the month because I will be gone this weekend, boys. If you are in North Carolina or on the coast of North Carolina, I'll be racing at New River All-American Speedway Saturday. We're racing for the Showtime Motorsports team, and we're probably going to be in the main car. So that in the case, that car is won an ass ton, and the guy that runs it got like the pole earlier this year, and he's like an older guy that doesn't even run. He'll like run like a couple laps and then park it.
Nice.
He'll start and park it for the money. And if I get in there, I'm hoping that we can do some damage, maybe get in the top 3.
3 engines blown up.
There won't be mine this time. I don't own that bitch. Thank you, Fire PA. I love you. I appreciate you. The pink boy is writhing in my hands. David Bowser says, come to DC, Nick. I'll storm the Capitol with you, but I can also show you the best ramen bar in the country. My God.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
The Capitol. By the way, speaking of storming the Capitol, make sure you guys subscribe on the YouTube. I'm about to hit 222K and on Rumble as well, because Rumble, every day I get 200 more followers on Rumble. and I'm almost at
amazing.
20,000.
It's amazing how that works on Rumble, like when they just let you grow.
Yeah, I would love to hit 100K so I can get the little dildo.
Yeah, I'm almost at 145 on Rumble because I just, like you said, every couple days or like every day it just grows. Whereas YouTube, it's like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah, no, dude, no shit. I'm not even joking. My videos have been freaking wrecking lately, doing awesome, right? Best I've had in a long time. And I've been gaining subs. I gained like 2K subs in the last like 2 weeks. And I'm like, dude, this is working. And then you could almost see it by the second when they turned it off. It's like somebody went in there with a switch and turned that bitch off. You can look at my analytics for watch hours and watch it go from, each show and then slowly come down, and each video and slowly come down until like the second week, and it went straight down and hit the ground, and you can barely even see the line, and it's just gone now. Gone. Yep. And I lost 100 subs in like 3 days.
YouTube has an on-off switch. Like it once you do it long enough, you see it.
Yep.
And it goes on for a while, off for a while, on for a while, off for a while. And you're like, well, whatever. Like you just don't know. It's fun.
Yes, every damn time. All right, boys. Are you gonna do Naked Snake with me or no?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I didn't, I like to ask. I'm from the South, man. We always ask. Right?
I guess.
We always ask. We gotta ask, man. I appreciate everybody. It's the 207th Naked Snake in a row, I think. Might be 2/8, but I think it's 207th. 250.
No, you can't count.
That's for damn sure. On the 250th Naked Snake, okay, 250th Naked Snake, I'll do a 24-hour stream that will likely fall in to January or February, which was when we should hit that. And there'll be a 24-hour stream. It'll be a damn super chat-a-thon, a membership-a-thon, a sub-a-thon, going ham as hell for 24 hours. See if we can get the #1 spot in the country or the world in super chats. Take down ISO speed. That's the goal. Thank you, Bill Dozer. Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ghost Meteor. Oh, we had 2 locals, $10. Hold on. Okay. It's like in high school, making the special. Oh, I clicked it, Nick. I'm sorry. It's like it disappeared. It's like in high school making the special kid prom king or queen, but instead they have nuke codes, and the joke went way too long. Yeah, dude. Exactly. That's the bad. Rumble is the shit, man. I agree. Oh, by the way, Rockin', I don't know if you noticed, but you're my moderator now. He was like, make somebody a mod, bro. And I'm like, okay, I'll make you a mod. Did you expect that, boy? Yeah, Dog Backwards says, I didn't think straight white guys were allowed in NASCAR anymore. Yeah, and that's why I race in like 2 series below NASCAR. I doubt I would ever be able to race in NASCAR because I would get an opportunity to drive and I would go test and somebody would Google me and that would be it. They would revoke my license and the team would immediately like take down my contract without any questions asked. Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, what was that kid's name? Noah Gregson. He liked a meme in 2020 and it said under the knee, and it had old George Floyd's head. And they revoked his license. He has to go to sensitivity training, the road to recovery, and he was fired over liking a meme, bro. Because NASCAR got all that juicy ESG investment. They got to toe the line, bro. Got to toe that line. Wow. Like the stream, bitches. By the way, like the stream. Get us to 700 likes. We're 30 away. I'm gonna pull my bandana. We're gonna get the hell on it. Doggone it. And then you have a stream at 11, right?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. I'll be watching that.
I'm probably going to be a couple minutes late, but, because, well, we're here.
We're always late. I'm always late. We literally talk about bullshit for 10 minutes before we even go live every time. All right, boys. Get the hell on it, doggone it. It's time for the 207th Naked Snake. I appreciate everybody being here today. I appreciate Nick joining me. A legendary show as usual. Can't wait to see you. What is it? In 2 weeks? Barely 2 weeks.
Not soon enough, but very fucking soon.
Barely 2 weeks. Here we go. It is 207 in a row. Thank you, David Bowser, Ricky Bobby's partner. Shit. Let me take my headset off and we're going to do this shit. Like the stream, boys. Ooh, yeah. 207, boys. I appreciate everybody for being here today. We'll be back Monday because we got a race Saturday. Follow me on Twitter to see all the updates for that. because it's gonna be wild, boys. It's gonna be wild as hell. I appreciate you guys. Let's do this again. Hey, 200 function. I love you. Ready, Nick? Here we go. 207. Nice.
White as a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's how we like it. White as hell. Ooh, snake eater. In my time, there be nobody else. Oh, the blue boys are coming, boys. Ooh, cry.
Sad thing is, I am tan.
Yeah. It's like Jessie. She just gets kind of red. Here we go. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. The part you've all been waiting for.
Someday we'll go red. Someday you feed on a tree frog.
Woo! Oh my God! Ashley's going hard. Can you believe it?
You're making it rain on your bitch ass.
7 in a row. I give my life. Not for honor, but for you. Oh my God, David's coming in. In my time, there be nobody else. Crime, it's the way I fly to. Oh my God.
Had to wait till the money came in.
Still in a dream, snake eater. 207 in a row, Broly. Freaking love you both. La Familia. Thank you guys so much. Them blue boys are just piling in, boys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 2 likes from 700. Here we go. One more time. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. All my girls are in here today. Even Jessica coming in with them money, squirt. Waifu Kron, love you. Oh, this was Devin, one of my other girls. I still am offended that Jess and other Jessica they didn't want to come hang out with me. Flux. You guys all stood. They stood like 20 feet away. They looked at me every once in a while. I'm like, what the fuck? Why don't you come hang out?
I told him you weren't Camelot though.
No, that's just some.
That's not Camelot.
That's a gay dude. See how short he is? That's definitely not Camelot. Yeah. No. Don't forget, guys. September 13th is Critical Drinker. He'll be on our show. So it's the day after the concert. I'm gonna be fucked up. I'm so excited for that. Nice. Mandy, and then I'm supposed to have so many people on. Melanie Mack will be on within the next 2 weeks. Eric July is supposed to be. Anna's supposed to be. There's so many people that are supposed to be on soon. So we'll see what happens. Broly says, Nick, bounce those pegs. I've seen you do it before. I know you can do one of them.
I can do them. They're just small. It's just ripples in the pond, Camelot. Ripples in the pond.
My God, Professor Savage Dad, I'll wear flex some titties for me. Oh, everybody's wanting you to flex on Rumble even, and then raking with the goofy ass freaking ass plug. Ashley with all the $1. Ben with the $1 in locals. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are goated as hell. Let me set it up to raid Nick's channel real quick, so we can make sure we got a seamless transition to the Nick show. This is everybody, because it was me, it was Zia and me, and now it's me and you, and then it's you. Everybody's doing 2 shows. Hold on.
That's everybody.
Everybody. It's everybody that exists that I care about. REKIETA Law. There it is. Save. August 30th, 2023. That's it. Rock on, dude. Oh, look at Waifu Kron. That the Jessicas don't simp. Shit. I saw you. I saw your eyes. They wouldn't leave me. You just wouldn't talk to me. You ain't slick, Jessica. You ain't slick. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate Nick. I will have a new video coming out Sunday. I will not be home. I'll be flying Sunday. Thank God I get to fly this time. It's only a 2-hour flight, bro. Thank God. I don't want to fucking drive. It's on the coast of North Carolina. It's 13 hours away.
Fuck.
So I'm flying in with my fire suit and my helmet. So Renee Galarza, are you gonna have clownfish? Oh, that I need to. Yes. And Reading Dragon, I got to be here tonight. I miss your face. Thank you so much, Reading Dragon. I love you. I appreciate you. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Oh, God damn it, I gotta do Fight Milk. Fuck, I forgot about Fight Milk. No,
just double it up next time.
I've been doing that for like a week and a half. Damn it, we're gonna let Nick get the hell out of here. I'll do Fight Milk real quick. I wanted to talk to him, but he got 5 minutes till the show anyway.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, just shoot me a message, and I'll remember to reply to you. And I'll be watching your show regardless. So
yeah, brother. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Come watch my gay show. See you there.
Thank you, Nick.
Peace.
Awesome. So now it's a boy and his blob. You guys ready for Fight Milk? I appreciate you guys. We did not hit double Fight Milk. I thought it would be a shoe-in. We did not hit it, but we got single Fight Milk because I owe it for a while. And I'm not putting it off anymore because you guys deserve a little bit of that. So, but we are 300 even, or 296 from double Fight Milk. I'm going to go grab the Milkies and the Eggies. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Your penises are huge. I will see you in 2 seconds. I'm going to play the Alex Jones song, and I'm going to go grab my milks, and then we're going to go ham as hell. And then we're going to raid Nick REKIETA, and I'll be watching his show all night. So don't forget, race Saturday. If you're in North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina, we're racing. New video Sunday, and then we'll have Critical Drinker scheduled for the 13th, but we'll have more people in between. So here's the Alex Jones song, and I'm going to go grab my Fight Milk. Do not leave. It'll be 3 minutes, and I'll be back with the Fight Milk. I'm angry.
System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin, and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot belly goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's time for Naked Snake. I mean, Fight Milk. I haven't even been drinking. Today, we're using something called Pink Whitney New Amsterdam. vodka. It was in my like liquor cabinet. I have no idea what this is. So this is what we're gonna do because I don't have any whiskey in them. So technically, it's more accurate, I guess, because vodka. So only 200 for more fat milks, and you can buy that R8. I already bought it. All right, here we go. Oops. Sometimes we make decisions. All right, here we go. So it is 2 eggs. Okay, that's good. 2 eggs. Okay. Alyssa K says this might be the girliest thing I've ever seen. Good. Great. Grand. The girliest thing you've ever seen is naked snake doing fight milk for the family. Christopher McGoff is here. Good morning. Didn't know your guitarist guest toured with Peak Arch Enemy. Would have preferred a show about that tour. Ozzy is borderline tour. His wife throws eggs at bands who give her well-earned criticism. Yeah, dude. I loved it, dude. I love Gus G. And I'm so glad that we can collab in the future. What a good man. Rock the Casbah. Thank you, Mr. Christopher McGoff. I appreciate you. We got close though. We got 280 from Fight Milk, or from Double Fight Milk, actually. Here we go. Where's Rackets? He just left. He's starting his show right now. I went a little bit late with him. So he's gonna start his show, and I'm gonna do Fight Milk. I wasn't gonna make him do Fight Milk unless we hit Double Fight Milk, because obviously that would make sense. So here we go. Pink Whitney's awesome Super V. Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad because I'm not looking forward to this. Here we go. God, look at all these eggies. Look at all these eggies, boys. Look at them. Eggies. What do you do for your traps, James? I do nothing. I don't work on traps. I do every shoulder day and back day. Well, it'd be shoulders. I don't even do shrugs. I do like delt stuff. I never do I should probably start doing my traps. I don't know. I've just never done them. My traps look pretty good though for not doing anything with them. 6079 Smith becomes a member. 17 new members today. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. And thanks, my boy, Masha Lyons, for a red boy and for 10 gifted memberships, guys. Let me go over the boys real quick. A lot of people, it was the orange and gold boys that propped us up today. Usually it's the pinkies. But today, Masha Lyons, I love you, dude. I appreciate that so much. Giant red boy. Charles G, giant delicious red boy. Congratulations on hitting that 300 or getting close to. Or you benching 3 plates. That's 315. Fire PA with the only pink boy. I appreciate you. And of course, you got countless orange and gold boys and blues and everybody. So I love you. Broly, thank you for coming a member, dude. I love you. So many good people today. I will see you guys in a video soon. Saturday, I'll be racing, so I can't do anything. I will film the race, and I will put all the race footage on my locals like usual. If you're not following my locals, if you want to see my races, I post the footage from my entire races on locals. The camera is usually positioned really stupid, and I always have to fix it. So I think this race, it'll be on the roof of the car, I think, instead of, because I always put it on my helmet, but it just didn't work out last time. Sometimes it looks good, and sometimes the wheel is too big. And I don't have my steering wheel because my race car is in Atlanta, and I can't take the steering wheel with me because it's in Atlanta. I wish I would have taken it before I realized that, because my steering wheel is real small. It's like fucking tiny, and I love it. But the one I've been using for the new team is huge. Here we go, boys. It's time for eggies. One eggie. Come on, baby. Ooh, gross. It slooped right in there. All right. I don't want to get the juice on me. No juice, please. No juice. Stay there. All right. I made Zia watch the Babadook, by the way. So she's watching the Babadook. I'm excited. Here we go. Number 2. Like somebody thrown up. What is critical thinking? How you doing, my friend? All right, here we go. And milk. And then vodka. And then we're good to go. I do want to thank Nick REKIETA for coming on. Had 1,300 people in here at peak. I appreciate you guys so much. Almost hit Fight Milk. Almost $1,000 in super chats. Almost keeping that streak alive. You guys are the greatest community on YouTube. We are, after this stream, by the way, I've yet to announce this. This stream right here will put us 24th in the entire super chat ranking. We are finally moving up a spot from 25th to 24th. Thank God. Appreciate you guys so much. We've been 25th for a while. So now we are 24th today. So I appreciate you guys. It'll update tomorrow. And I think we'll stay there for a while. The next person ahead of me is like 20K ahead. And it's time for the pink Whitneys. Watery Event says, first time in the chat. I love you. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for stopping by. It's a weird stream, but we have a great community of people. I take my shirt off. It's a lot of fun. Lone Star Trent. That's bad milk. Nah, be all right. Roland, love you. Appreciate you. Nathan C. Yes. Yes, I did. I did buy an R8. It's not here yet. It's like I gotta be shipped, but here we go. Okay. So context, Nathan, I didn't just buy an R8. I sold my Gordon car and the engine and the transmission. So that's how I was able to do that. I didn't just buy one out. I not casually buy one. That would be crazy. All right, here we go. I already had an investment that I sold finally. All right, boys. There would be no way in hell I could afford that shit. It is time for the fight milk. And it's more legit because it's actually vodka this time. Usually I use whiskey. It's vodka today, boys. I'm excited. Billy Hatcher, whiskey. If you come to Nashville, I might drop it in Nashville. So, and it is one of the only ones that exist in the southeastern U.S. that has a gated 6-speed. I would not buy an automatic. I'm not an automatic guy. That's why I'm so limited to supercars I can buy. I'm so limited to supercars I can buy because I have to have a manual. Sucks. You guys ready? It is fight milk. Hell yeah, Broly. I'm glad to hear that. Dude, send me some pictures, man. It's time. '09 Jedi. Here we go. Woo. Nothing. Easy. It's easy, boys. Come on! Oh my God! Can you believe it? Amazing. So the vodka actually mixes into the drink, whereas the whiskey stays on top. So the whiskey's like all at once and then gone. The vodka was the whole time, and I was like, ooh. It was kind of gross. It's kind of gross. Oh, yeah. All right, boys. It's that time again. Now it's time for So Long. But we'll sing just one more song. You know, with me and you and the family, we can do anything that we want to do. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Thank you for all your support. I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you for another huge ass show. Make sure almost threw up. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. So far, so good. So what? Killing is my business. And business is good. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you share the channel with your boys. Make sure you're watching the Grand National Series YouTube channel Saturday. I'll be live racing. Follow them on Twitter for updates, Facebook, all that. Thank you guys. And thank you to Sonia in the chat for always sharing all the links, everything. I appreciate you guys so much. Kyrie Assassin, Billy Hatcher, of course, longtime supporter, Christoph McGough. Thank you, Tennessee. Marine. Love you, dude. I'll see you guys Sunday. Get the hell on it. Doggone it.